right, everybody close your porn. We are the Inspired Incompetence Podcast. Welcome back to this month's patron-exclusive episode of our War for the Crown experience.
Hell yeah.
How's everybody doing?
I'm pumped.
I'm pretty good. This is going to be fun.
I'm ready for some mayhem.
The mayhem in the name of Carl.
Yeah. There hasn't been much mayhem at this party yet, but I feel like the mayhem's coming.
I feel like a lot of mayhem was prevented. Like, more specifically by your character from Carl.
Yep. Brunswick did a lot of damage control.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Maybe Carl's things would have worked out in a great way. We don't really know.
That's true. But I feel like Brunswick is like the personal assistant. Oh, sir, you got to like take that back. Why would I?
I stopped that beehive thing from happening, which Carl had nothing to do with, but I then sat by helplessly while Carl continued to extort the shit out of that servant.
Yeah, I got a question. Is there an actual crown that I'm going to be able to have a war to receive? Like, is there an actual crown? Like a physical crown that Carl can have upon his head?
Like a Burger King crown?
Yeah, we could find you like an aluminum crown somewhere.
That sounds good to me. I will take one, please.
But as we left off last week, Carl had just made a linguistics check to alter this letter that he is to deliver from Martella to the Lady Gloriana.
Yeah. That was
God, I did that.
That was the one where like he was going to include like P.S. Carl's doing a great job.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Yeah.
And I believe this is going to be the final, or that was the final bit of this social round. So, like, Carl spent his social round fudging this letter to try and make himself look good in the eyes of a total stranger. And
yeah, I'm going to play Carl better this week. I promise.
Looking forward to it.
so Vulpes and Madame L were spending their time buttering up Abriel Pace.
Oh, yes, we were.
Yep.
And Brunswick spent the last round sizing up Miss Malphine Trant, who Martella has warned you may cause trouble at this particular party.
I can tell she will. That bitch.
Okay. So we ended up finishing that social round, so we're going right into the next one. Who wants to start us off?
Brunswick wants to go to the servants section. Servants area.
All right, down an A7 here on the map.
What's going on here? What am I looking at? Is it like just kind of is it basically like looking in on the kitchen like a busy restaurant, like servers are like bustling about and people are cooking shit and people are coming and going?
Yep. Well, this is where there's like storerooms, workshops. This is where the kitchen is, and it's where the building's small army of, just workers and servants bustle and work around. It is clear that you're walking around that this place has not had the same upkeep as far as appearances. Like, it still looks really nice and grand and opulent, but like you can see like kind of the gilding is kind of worn in a bunch of places. Like, it's just not as obviously it's not as high priority as some of the other places for public viewing purposes.
Okay. So I noticed that lady, what's her name? Lady like Markle something?
Which one?
The bitch, the mean lady?
Malphine Trant.
Yeah, I was close. So I noticed that. Lady Trant was really throwing back the booze. So I want to find the right people to go say, Lady Trant says more booze, stronger booze now.
You're trying to get her more drunk faster.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want her blacked out. I want her on the floor.
All right.
And is there a spot back here where there's probably less people that Brunswick might be confident he could cast a spell without anybody seeing him?
Well,
I see all sorts of nooks and crannies on the map.
yeah, like there are all sorts of places in here. Like there are servants coming in and out constantly everywhere, just retrieving things, like running in and out of the storerooms and the kitchen, and you know, it's a big event and it takes a lot of moving parts to keep things moving on schedule.
Yeah.
You think if you ducked in somewhere, yeah, you probably could chance a spell before someone burst in on you looking for a new bottle of wine to open or something like that.
Went into the walk-in to cry.
Yes.
All right, so Brunswick is going to do that. He's
right.
going to cast Disguise Self
All right.
on himself.
Okay. I'm going to have you do a stealth check for me just to represent the chance of someone walking in on you.
Sure. I'm a stealthy boy.
Yes, middle-aged lawyers are well known for their stealth.
Indeed. Looks like I got a 13.
All right. 13, that's fine. You're able to kind of duck into a corner, and basically I was just looking for anything above like a 5 just as a pure happenstance bad luck thing.
Sure. So, Brunswick has disguised himself as a servant.
Okay.
And I'm basically going to just assimilate myself into the cogs of the servants and just speed up that alcohol delivery even more.
Okay. So you're disguised yourself as a servant. What is your, like, obviously you want to do that. So how are you going to accomplish that?
I assume there must be some sort of like liquor station, and I'm just gonna put myself there and say Lady Trant needs, blank, and blank is the most alcoholic beverage that I spot at the time, and like take it, and like just like a tray of them, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. You do know that for the most part, it's just like cups of wine being circulated out.
Okay.
The stronger stuff is mostly being reserved for like special orders.
Okay.
And that's, even then, it's usually like, generally speaking, if you're going to have like these special orders, like say for example, if Baron Akara wanted like scotch at this party, he probably would have like sent a bottle or two ahead of time for the servants to have on hand just for him to use.
Okay.
So
does it feel like my plan to get her totally wasted is not going to work? All of that considered?
I mean, you could
Do it anyway.
You could, I mean, there are a few bottles here of harder stuff. Again, you would know that those were probably sent specifically by someone for their own consumption.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that matter to you?
Right. Okay. So
or you could just keep like,
I'm gonna
show up with a bottle of wine and hand her the bottle and say, "Here, drink up."
Okay. So I'm gonna grab a tray, a couple glasses on the tray with a bottle of wine, and I'm gonna go up to Lady Trant, offer her a glass of wine, and also say, "Would Lady like something stronger?"
All right. We're gonna save that for the next social round, though.
Okay.
So this social round, you're spent heading over here and getting yourself, situated as a servant.
Sounds good.
Acclimated to the area. All right, who wants to go next?
I'm going to dress up like a servant.
Hey, wait a minute.
Wait,
I'm
is
dressed
that
up
Carl's
like a servant.
idea, or
I'm just kidding. I want to hear the outcome of this letter that I'm doctoring. But that is a really good idea, and I totally love what you were doing there. Alex.
Thank you.
All right, so you were tasked with delivering that letter to Lady Gloriana Maria, and she is in area A2, hanging out with the princess. So, is that...
And did I successfully doctor it?
You definitely doctored it.
Oh, I noticed you didn't use the word successfully, Matt.
Well, the successfully part is going to depend on Lady Maria's reaction after reading it.
Oh, woof. Okay. Well, time to deliver that letter.
Nothing to do now but hover very close and non-suspiciously over her shoulder while she reads it to gauge her reaction.
That's correct. You know me better than I know me.
And P.S. Carl's doing great. And then she hears... looks over. It's Carl.
Like the kid from Hey Arnold always over Helga's shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can see it.
All right. So you make your way over to Area A2. You have no trouble just handing the letter over to Lady Gloriana. And you would also notice that it seems that Malphine Trant has made her way into this area now. Yeah, so you hand the letter to Lady Gloriana. She reads it. Holy crap.
That's a good sign.
So she's reading through this letter. She nods. She's like reading through, just nodding along, like, yes, okay, that sounds right. And then she gets to the bottom where there's this postscript that says, by the way, my new assistant Carl has been doing fantastic work. And she gets there and she pauses.
Pauses is good.
She looks at the letter and she kind of looks up at you and back down at the letter and then back up at you. I was like, I take it you're Carl.
Deny it.
Ah, yes, you've heard of me.
Yes, it seems you're doing quite well.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not sure.
High praise. I appreciate it.
I'm not sure what relevance that is, but I guess keep up the good work.
Oh, you flatter me. Thank you so much. Me, Carl, the errand boy, getting praise. This is the best day ever.
How unexpected.
Oh, very well. I'm sure you have other things to be about. Appreciate the letter.
And she's not going to tip the errand boy, or how does this work?
Wow, you're so greedy. You just got direct comeuppance with the person we're trying to put in charge of the kingdom, and that's not enough?
Oh, no.
Well, I'm just making sure that I'm not leaving prematurely.
You
I don't
need
wanna
5
leave
more
anything on the
silver to
table.
go with your other stolen silver.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lady Gloriana did not bring her change purse to the party. She has nothing to tip you with.
Okay, so just the compliment then. Well, that's fine with me. And I'm not expecting a letter in return or anything.
Nope.
Apparently.
She does not seem to have anything for you.
All right, well, I'll scurry away and then get into plan B.
Okay.
Poison.
Oh, no.
All
You
right.
left him.
Okay, well, that is Carl's social
left him
turn this time
unsupervised.
around. So we got Vulpes and Madame L. Who's up next?
I think I'm going to spend this turn just like trying, I forget exactly what you called it last week, where you spend like a round to get like a specific piece of information that you know will interest them.
It's a discovery check.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a discovery check this round while Vulpes keeps working his mojo on her.
Okay.
Do I have to roll something for it?
Yes. It is a knowledge local or a sense motive check.
It's going to be a sense motive. Ooh, it's a big one. 24.
All right, you definitely get that. And did you want to know a weakness, which is something you can, one of the more specialized ones that tend to be a little more effective, or did you want like just something that you can use to generally influence her?
No, I think I want a weakness. And I think last session you kind of described her as she's like a very ambitious and like go-getter type.
Yes.
Kind of similar to the princess.
Maybe not so much of a go-getter. She's definitely ambitious, but like she comes off more like a snaky type. Like you get the feeling that the princess she's ambitious, but she's also very principled. Like she's very consistent in what she seems to be working for.
Well, yeah, the princess is the princess. She started with a better platform. This one's trying to be ambitious and be a woman and not be royalty. Like, I sympathize.
But anyway, one of her weaknesses. Actually, I'm going to roll a percentile to see which one you get. You know that she has a proclivity for stealth. She has this tendency of like slinking around in the shadows and doing these backdoor deals and whatnot. So you know that you could do a stealth check as a means to gather favor from her. All right, Vulpes, what do you got?
Yo, Vulpes is hardcore, just really getting into like the meat and gravy of Riel here.
Oh, before you continue, I feel like I should mention we were kind of doing the influence checks wrong last month a little bit. The checks to like garner a personal friendship with them that you were doing last time, Tom. Those are meant to be kind of only for like specially noted social rounds, because they tend to take longer than your typical social round to garner that influence. So for now, we are not doing those. So you can do those same checks to get influence, but it's not going to be like long-lasting friendship influence. It's just to make a good impression at the party.
I like none of these new rules. I don't want my turn to be like useless based on this. Like,
well,
nothing wrong with being useless. Tom. Take it from me.
I'm gonna. What?
I was just gonna say, isn't your your objective is to like make sure people vote for the princess? So your turn wouldn't be wasted by continuing to talk to her. We don't know how she's gonna vote yet.
All right. I guess I'll push the envelope a little bit and kind of just flat out say it. You know, we've been talking for a little bit. So Brielle, what you thinking about this entire shindig here? And where's your head at leaning? I might lean the same way, if you know what I mean.
All right. I would like a diplomacy check for that one.
Maybe I stumble upon a few words. Maybe I didn't word it right, but I think I got the point across. A 14.
All right. So with a 14, you get the feeling that you're just a little bit off.
I forgot that I had the social influence thing. Can I use? I know that it's a little bit too late.
You use your political point?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use that if you want.
All right, I'm gonna use that
To add the +4.
Yeah.
All right. So with your now 18, Abrielle Pace looks at you. You give her your little spiel. She looks at you and gives you a sly grin, and just lowers her voice and kind of whispers, almost right in your ear, saying, "Just between you and me, I'm not too keen on this whole replacing primogeniture idea."
A gasp. Kind of hear Vulpes go, "My lady," that's just joking with her.
Yeah.
And I just continue conversating with her.
All right. Okay. So that social round is now done. Moving on to the next. Who wants to start?
Okay, I guess Brunswick's gonna follow through with his plan.
Okay.
So did Lady Trant do anything last turn?
Well, she moved to area A2 last round.
Right.
And the only person there among you was Carl. And you would have seen her just kind of still drinking her wine and making her way through the courtyard. You could see she was kind of rabble-rousing a bit in there, because that's where Princess Eutropia and Lady Gloriana are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where a lot of her supporters are as well. And you could see Malphine Trant, not quite making a scene, but kind of just being obnoxiously there as an opponent of that movement.
Okay. And I see she's now in A6.
Yes, she has now moved on. She is walking around schmoozing on the Senate floor.
So Brunswick is going to make his way over there. And have I seen... as Brunswick, as a party guest, he went and informed the servants that Lady Trant wants to get sloshed. And now as a servant, am I seeing that the servants that I spoke to about that have taken what I said with any sort of seriousness?
Not.
So, did you disguise yourself as a servant or the head servant?
I don't know. Would Brunswick know what would distinguish a head servant from the others?
I mean, there is a hierarchy among the servants. There are people who are more in charge than just your general, guys walking around with wine for people.
Okay. Brunswick would probably put himself...
Because if I'm a servant, I'm not listening to another servant.
Right.
I'll tell you what.
Brunswick's gonna put himself as if he can I didn't think to ask that last time, but if I saw that there was a hierarchy to the servants, Brunswick would have put himself as an middle management servant, like not at the top, because if someone comes to me for something that I don't know, I'm fucked. But if I've got someone above me to go to, there's still hope.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. But you can see that you don't really see anyone like going out of their way to make sure that she has like wine, because there's a lot of people at this party. So it's like as soon as the servant walks into the room, 8 hands jump out to grab a new cup. You know.
Sure. Okay. So then I will take it upon myself as a disguised middle management servant and go over to Lady Trant with my tray of wine.
Okay.
Lady Trant, can I interest you in this lovely bottle of... And I glance at the wine bottle, like realize what the fuck did I just grab? And like Taldor Chateau.
Like she doesn't even look at you. You know, she's to the point. She's she's pretty well. I don't want to say plastered, but she's past buzzed at this point. Okay. And she is nobility enough that she just sees like your livery as a servant and doesn't even bother looking at you. She just grabs the cup off of the tray and starts to drink pretty deeply.
Good.
And yeah, she doesn't even deign to respond to you. She just takes the cup and like just starts drinking as she wanders away.
That's fine with me. I'm just gonna kind of hover and like make sure her glass stays filled.
All right.
I do feel that I need to tell you that Disguise Self has a duration of 10 minutes per level.
So 10 minutes?
I am prepared to sneak off somewhere before the duration expires and refresh the spell if I need to, which I'm betting I do.
Yeah. So yeah, because that's only going to last for 10 minutes, which is honestly like a good portion of that was also in the last social round.
Yeah.
So you probably got about 5 minutes worth of that one here.
He's got like a mustache and an eyebrow falling off. Oh, be right back.
Gotta go duck in the closet.
Like literally nobody's paying attention because I'm a servant, but I'm like so self-conscious about the fact that my disguise is falling apart.
Yeah, that is going to probably cut into your effectiveness a little bit because you have to make your way back through the crowd to get back to the servants' quarters to find a spot to recast that and get back.
Sure.
But yeah, you can do that.
All right.
It's like a regular Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes. All right.
Get back in a jiff.
So who's next?
Sounds like it's Carl time.
All right. What do you got, Carl?
Oh, I need to know my next move. She didn't have anything for me, so now what do I do?
Whatever you want. If you want to go in,
now that's dangerous.
I heard the word poison last turn.
If you want to like try and influence a specific person, you can do that. If you want to do some discovery checks, if you want to try and influence an area, or whatever you feel like doing.
Well, there's a lot of people in this area, A6. So I would love to influence these people.
Okay.
Try and drum up the good word about Carl and what a great job he's doing.
That's not the objective.
Now, with Area A6...
You notice one servant who's giving you eyes looks very nervous that you're there.
Quick question. All the other servants, are they like, what the fuck? Where did this new middle management servant appear from?
I mean...
That's next turn.
It's also one of those, it's very busy, so...
Yeah, if a new middle management shows up at my workplace, no matter how busy we are, I know about it. Like, I noticed that.
But you also have to bear in mind, this is a huge party. There are probably a lot more servants here than there are normally. Like, they probably hired a lot of staff just for this event.
Yeah. Nick,
so
you just
seeing
never
some
worked
unfamiliar
anywhere
faces
fancy
would
enough.
not be out of place.
I mean, I don't know. I've catered a lot of huge parties.
Yeah, no, not big enough. Sorry. You think you're a big
Not
deal, but you're
opulent
not.
All right, so Joe, as a reminder, you can influence the area, which gets you like certain. It'll get you certain benefits, kind of with influencing people around here, or you can try to influence some of these people specifically, which is there's Baron O'Cara, which is the one who's sitting right next to you, which Brunswick has already kind of gotten cozy with.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
And there's also
why influence the whole area when I can pick one specific person?
Right. I mean, there
and clear.
there are benefits
I'm gonna go
to
right
both.
up to this bitch.
Uh-oh.
Well,
And it's,
okay.
It's influence time.
You find yourself being forced to elbow your way past a servant to get to her, who seems determined to not let you approach. But you do it anyway.
All right.
Yeah, I give him a look like, get out of here, servant. To make me mug you politely.
Well, on that note, Carl, give me a perception check.
Oh boy. Here we go. Oh, 10. Perfect.
For a...
Oh, but it's even more because I have points. 14.
What does disguise self give you as a bonus?
Plus 10.
And what's your disguise check?
14. Uh-oh.
Like, what is...
You never had me roll disguise.
I know. What's your like flat ranks in disguise?
I have 0 ranks in disguise, but I have the
Attaboy.
deceptive feat that gives me +2 on bluff and disguise checks. I have +2 in my charisma.
So you have functionally a +4 to disguise.
Right.
Okay.
And disguise self, I think, gives you a +10. Or it might be +20. I don't know.
Okay. Well, okay. With your 14 perception, Carl, you notice nothing odd about this servant.
Yeah, get fucked.
That sounds like me.
So yeah, there's just this rude servant who kind of tries to get in your way, and you just elbow past him, and you can talk to Lady Trant if you'd like.
I would like to talk to Lady Trant.
She seems...
Hello.
She seems kind of drunk.
Okay. Kind of drunk. I can work with that.
What's up, Cook?
I'm gonna yell at the nearest servant to get me some alcohol.
Uh-oh. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, Brunswick. You see Carl yelling for more wine.
On my next turn, I will be sure to go do that.
I said wine now.
I'm out of action economy. I'm sorry.
Very well. Now, as we were saying, enjoying the party? A little too much, perhaps.
What do you mean by that?
Why don't you give that glass to me?
She like clutches it to her chest, like she's protecting a child. Like, no, it's mine.
Ha ha ha. And I sort of playfully brawl with her.
What?
Did you say brawl with her?
I mean, we're not actually fighting, but like
You
play
playfully...
fight. Like, oh, give it here. Oh, you drunk slob. Give it
Just
to me.
just a playful smackdown.
All right,
This isn't WWE. But
all right. Then I would.
I play along like I really want that, but
So-
I'm not going to forcibly take it from you. But like I do want that.
Go for the TKO there, Joe.
All right, Carl. Give me a CMB. Is you are basically making a steal maneuver check.
Oh God.
Okay. Oh, 15.
1, she's a little drunk, and 2, her CMD is not that good. So, yeah, after like a minute of kind of like fumbling and like her doing that like that half-hearted like hand like slapping your hand away thing,
Yes.
you do get the cup of wine away from her.
All right, and as a swift action, I'm gonna poison it.
Oh my God. My fucking God.
Now, are you gonna roll a sleight of
a
hand or
dash.
just do it in front of her?
Yeah, no, you need to do
Just a
you need to do a
dash.
sleight of hand for that.
My
He
God.
could choose to do
Dash.
it right in front of her.
He
Not
could.
enough to kill her. Not enough to kill her, guys. You're hearing poison.
Just a light poisoning. That's
A
all.
light poison. Dude, Carl has just a gentle touch with everything. He's like a white glove valet, all right? Gentle.
He's like the gentle criminal. Light
Just-
mugging, polite muggings.
It's just a little roofy. Don't worry about it.
Oh
Just
my
enough to
God.
get
Jesus
this,
Christ, you're right. He's roofing her.
I blame myself for not for
Me
for,
and Alex are a
for
team.
leaving Carl
One of the
unattended.
greatest teams.
All
Well, the
right.
good news for Carl is there's a servant conveniently nearby to plant the poison on.
I mean, I think I'm going to get more wine. I think I'm out of there.
All right, so give me a sleight of hand.
Real quick, am I there or am I going to get a drink?
You're about to go get a drink, but
No,
I just pushed past you like a moment
yeah,
ago.
you are there.
Okay. Like I feel like I've already had my turn, but I feel like I'm part of this situation right now.
You're a part of it.
Can I?
Yeah, you're a part of it.
Can I roll perception?
Yeah, we'll give you a freebie.
Yeah, you
notice,
can roll perception against his sleight of hand to see
poisoning?
if you notice him doing this.
Okay. Damn it.
All right, Joe, where's that sleight of hand?
Yes, 18.
It's pretty good.
Oh my god.
So like I feel like Carl's like, go get a drink, and disguised Brunswick is like, oh, I don't want to do that, but I have to. And then he like turns around to go get a drink, and then he hears like, look at you with that drink, give it here. And she's like, no, mine. He's like, I said give it. And like and I turn back around to see them playfully brawling. and Carl's just like hands on head, like, oh no, like doing like the Hitchcock zoom behind him, and he like swoons for a second when Carl gets the glass, and that's how he misses the poisoning.
And I feel like I need to say this because you guys couldn't see what I just rolled. I assume because I rolled it privately.
Yes, it's question marks.
Yes. So I feel like I need to tell you this. Joe has an 18 on his sleight of hand.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Malphine Trant, I rolled the d20. I rolled a 17.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Wait,
A 17 on the dice.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
But her perception bonus is +0.
Oh my god. Now,
Well,
I don't like. I a little cautious to even bring this up, but I see two other NPCs kind of in that area.
Yes.
Are they kind of doing their own thing?
Yeah, they're I'll get a couple of rolls just to see if they even notice like that little scuffle going on, cuz like it's not just like the 5 of you in this area. There's a lot of people here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they have no idea.
Okay.
she can't raise disdain for the princess if she's fucking poisoned, so I guess mission accomplished.
The dark deed you requested is done.
All right. So what is her fortitude save?
Jesus Christ.
What? So hold
Joe,
on.
what
What
kind of
poison?
is it?
What poison did you give her?
It's the good stuff. The kind I keep on me.
Okay.
All right. So you have successfully poisoned the wine, and it seems like no one has noticed you do it, Carl. So what do you do now?
I fake take a sip, like I'm having this now, and then I just playfully give it back to her and say, enjoy yourself. And I just walk away.
All right. So as you're walking,
But I don't go, I was just going to say, I don't go too far because I got to monitor her to make sure she doesn't die. It's not like a Leonardo DiCaprio, strut and walk down the,
What poison
or
did you
Spider-Man, Super toad poison or whatever. I don't know.
use? Well,
yes.
different poisons do different things, so you might want
Yeah, it's a paralytic poison.
you had a poison called Pupil's Friend. It's an ingested poison, has an onset of 10 minutes,
Okay.
which means that the effects, it won't even take effect for 10 minutes.
Excellent.
And what it does is it sickens the target for 1 minute at a time per failed save.
Excellent. That's perfect.
People just think she got too drunk.
Exactly.
That's right.
So, as you're walking away, Carl, you and Brunswick, you see this too. You see this little exchange. You see Carl hand the wine back to Malphine Trant, and she just downs the rest of the cup and holds it out, expecting someone to refill it.
Oh God.
Perfect.
Where's
do-
that servant?
Yeah, I mean, I said I grabbed a whole bottle. Can I refill it?
You can be the one to refill it. Yeah.
I refill it, and Carl, you see that same servant, just pale as a ghost, come back. He looks mad stressed. He's not having a good day.
If I'm not stressing the help and
Just with
trying to get all the info I can, I'm not doing my job.
with a very shaky hand, he refills Lady Trant's goblet.
Now that that was just 2 of you. We still got 2 more people for this social round. So, Madam L and Vulpus, what are you up to?
Oh, we got to follow that up?
Oh my god.
If you dare.
Well, you guys have, by working in tandem, you have discovered that, Abriel Pace is not on board with the vote tonight. So what would you like to do now?
Now, I discovered that she has a weakness for stealth.
Yes.
So you're like, you could make a stealth check, but I'm not really sure, like what do you mean by make a stealth check? Just blend into the crowd?
Well, I think it's just you're having a conversation with her, and since what you're talking about is being shifty and stuff like that, that is reflected by your stealth check. It's basically a way to have a high diplomacy check, even if you're not diplomatic.
Right.
I can't just say something to her and make a diplomacy check, right? There's certain skills that you can use in each area.
Well, that depends. Because you guys are up in the gallery right now, so you can do the influence and area check, which just kind of garners goodwill and influence among just the general crowd there.
I'm not interested about the peons. I'm focused on my mission.
Right.
Which was to convince this lady to vote for the princess.
Was that your mission?
Yeah, I was supposed to... did I save the letter? I already talked to I forget what he was, a general? Maybe not a general. The guy up by the library last session.
Yep, Duke Leonard Centimus.
Yep.
The guy, he's the half-elf in a wheelchair.
And then my other person that I was supposed to convince to vote for the princess is this lady.
Yep. Well, if you open up the journal tab, it has all of your. You should have each of your stuff in it the letter that you were given. So for you, Nick, your task was just to gather information about Duke Centimus and Abriel Pace. Because
okay.
Martella was unable which way they were going to vote. So your job was to suss out how they were going to vote tonight.
Okay. Then she's going to kind of just address her and say, Miss Pace, why, I'm quite surprised that you wouldn't be in favor of inning What is it?
Primogeniture.
Genitalia, you had it.
Yeah, we don't need genitalia. I'm quite surprised that you would be not for inning primogeniture. A woman so skilled and ambitious as yourself, I guess I just would have assumed you would want to be able to reach the levels that you deserve. And I'll roll diplomacy.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah. That's a big whopping 25.
Nice.
Oh. I might even slip in. I dare say that you may even be more qualified than the princess to run a kingdom one day.
She kind of gives you a little chuckle at that. Like, undoubtedly, but unfortunately I was not born to the right family. So, on that note, I must do what I can to increase my standing as much as I can, where I can.
Well, best of luck to you. I must continue to make my rounds through the crowd.
But of course.
I'm going to leave and go find... who's the lady that gave us our mission?
Martella.
Martella, yes.
Yep.
And
You were actually... she's up in the gallery as well. You were actually pretty close to her.
I think... Can I make a stealth check as I leave to try and really blend into the crowd? Make sure she's not watching me.
Sure.
Or if she is watching me, maybe impress her.
Yeah, let's see that stealth.
Oh, a natural 20, baby, for a 21. I disappear from one shoulder and then I reappear on another shoulder and say, good night, and disappear again.
She does not even notice you go.
Perfect. All right,
you disappear so stealthily that even Carl would be jealous.
Yeah.
All right, Vulpus, you're up next.
Yeah, Vulpus is. I mean, at this point, I feel like this is a little bit of a waste of time. Well, my sweet little hummingbird, I'm gonna mosey on off, see if there's any fine drinks. If you wish to follow, I heard that there's a pretty good servant down at bottom there, and he Vulpes is gonna start making his way down below. It starts going up to Calbio.
My reputation precedes me already.
Unless if she actually follows. Does she follow?
Nope, she doesn't. She's got enough stuff going on out there that
She's just not that into you, Tom.
God.
No, she's just got a lot going on. So you walk up to Calbio. What are you going to do with him?
Oh, so much.
What are you going to do to him?
Do you want...
Caldio is the guy who is being promoted to noble?
Yes.
Right.
He's like some backwater weaver who's super talented, so he's being elevated to the peerage tonight.
Okay.
So like I mentioned this last time, but he's wearing very nice clothing, but he also looks very uncomfortable in it. Like he keeps like pulling at the inside of like the thigh of his breeches because he's not used to stuff like this tight. Keeps pulling at his collar like it's kind of choking him a little bit. And...
I got the person. Not used to it yet, are you? Clothing eventually starts just melding in, and you start feeling like a second skin, if you know what I mean.
Oh man, I hope so. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get used to this.
Say, Calbio, congratulations on noblehood. That's quite the accomplishment.
Oh, I know. I was so surprised when they picked me. I'm just a weaver. I'm doing my thing, and then I get this message that I'm gonna be raised to the peerage, and then I get here, and this city's amazing. But I don't know. I'm at this party, and like, it seems like nobody cares. Like, I thought this was supposed to be a big deal, and like, everyone's ignoring me. Well, till now.
Oh well, Abrielle Pace up there was eyeballing you.
She was?
Yeah, she was giving you all sorts of googly eyes, if you know what I mean. I can potentially introduce you to her. However, she's very much for primogeniture removal, right? That's a good one?
No. Against it.
She's against it.
Yeah. But I'm saying that she's for it.
Okay.
So he's just lying. He's
Yeah,
lying
I'm just
all over the place.
straight
This guy.
lying.
All right. He's taking everything at face value. He's like, "Oh, she is? I don't know. I don't have like a vote or anything for that. I don't really know anything about it."
May want to talk her up for it, though. It seems that she's a little bit iffy on the voting itself. A nobleman such as yourself, I'm certain, would hype her up into actually voting and supporting the cause, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I don't know. I've never talked to someone like that. Like, this is all so new to me. Could I just like stay with you for a while?
Sure thing, pal. Do you want a drink? Slide him some poison. Thing to do with this fucking mess. By the way, do you know anybody who might be, I don't know, doing some sketchy things, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, elaborate.
I mean, I don't know anything about any sketchy stuff. Like I said, I'm new here and no one's really talked to me yet.
All right, I think that just kind of ends my turn there.
All right.
Not like, I don't know where to go with it because I forgot this kid doesn't even fucking have a vote. God damn it, nobody in this room fucking votes.
Oh,
outside of the lady.
Yeah, and also maybe I just didn't make this clear. Like, your task, your job, to create fraud. Like, your thing is to find someone who is working against
the Brotherhood,
your agenda, the Brotherhood's agenda, and then to like slander them some way. So like,
okay.
Oh my god, start singing a slander song about Lady Pace. You're just hitting her up.
well, like that's the idea. Is you basically need to do either like a bluff check to start spreading some false rumors, or like a linguistics check to like make up some false documents that are going to like limit her her like influence.
Got it.
After this. But with that social round coming to a close, Brunswick, you especially, and Carl, you will note this too if you're still watching, you would see Malphine Trant make her way upstairs to the gallery.
I thought you were going to say we would see her drop dead.
So you see her make her way up to the gallery.
Okay.
And are you going to follow her up there?
I wonder what sort of success I'm really having with what I'm trying to do. I'm on my second casting of Disguise Self, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably getting close to expiring at this point.
Yes. So, yeah, I think you're going to have to make the choice to either follow her up there right now or go and recast it.
All right. I'm going to follow her up. And I don't know. I feel like this place is so crowded and I'm a servant, so like nobody's really paying attention to me. If my spell expires, then it expires. And I feel like it's probably not going to create too much of a... no one's really going to notice. Like, I'll just suddenly be Brunswick. Although, like, I would probably know when my spell's coming up for expiring.
Yeah, you would have like an idea.
Yeah, maybe I can make like a little stealth check to like go like bend down, tie my shoelaces.
Yeah,
and like I straighten up and I'm Brunswick.
Yeah, and you would know like while you're up here, while you're looking around, there are actually some doors off like that kind of lead back away from the gallery itself, and just from walking around and for conversation, you would know that those are like usually just like waiting room sitting areas, and you would know that most of them are probably empty during the party. That's usually where people will wait while they're waiting for business to occur, rather than just sitting there and watching, Senate procedure.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to follow Lady Trant.
Okay. Carl, how about you?
You know I'm going to follow her. Got to make sure she doesn't die.
Okay.
I need to monitor her vitals after lightly poisoning her.
Actually, it's kind of brilliant, because if things go bad and he steps in and saves her, he's a hero now.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so, Madam L, I need a perception check from you.
12.
A 12, you say? Well, that is enough to notice what's about to happen. As Malphine Trant is kind of making her way around the gallery with her like entourage in tow, she catches a glimpse of a young noble that you all recognize just from wandering around. You've caught the name, you've seen him around. He's a senator by the name of Dow, and like as you're watching, she notices him and makes a beeline right for him, and you can see her and her entourage kind of corner him off to a side, and you can see her kind of like she's trying to pretend that she's being playful about it, but she's pretty aggressively like shoving him and being kind of bullying. And one of her entourage just opens up a door, and you see Malphine just shove this guy into this doorway, and the entourage just follows.
Uh-oh.
What do you guys do?
Well, I was kind of sticking pretty close to her.
Does Martella see that?
If you point it out to her, you're standing right next to her. So if you want to point that out to her, yes, you can have her see it too.
100% I would.
All right. I mean, you point that out to Martella, and yeah, she immediately goes like, "Oh no!" She like furrows, rubs her fingers across like the bridge of her nose, like, "Ugh, this is just what I didn't want tonight. Would you be a dear and go and stop whatever that is from happening?"
But of course. Can I ask, is that nobleman in favor of the princess?
By last count, yes, but maybe not in a few minutes if you don't get there in time.
Very well. I will see what I can do, and just so you know, I spent some time with Miss Pace, and while she says she's not for ending primogeniture, I suspect she certainly is in favor of at least herself holding a strong position in the kingdom. So, and I scurry off to get to the other side.
Okay.
So Brunswick was purposefully kind of keeping a close leash on Lady Trant.
Yeah.
Could I have been like there when like the shoving happened?
Would you have stepped in to stop it?
No. I because I don't know. I probably wouldn't have known what was happening until like it happened. Like I just saw her spot this other guy and like hurry over to him, and I'm just kind of like in tow.
Yeah.
I guess if anything, I would have maybe tried to like accidentally wind up in that room.
More wine.
I mean, the between Malphine and like the three people that are just like following her around, if like as soon as you would have found yourself in that room, they would have just shoved you back out and like slammed the door in your face.
Okay.
Wait, did they actually do that, or that's what they would have done?
I mean, I would have tried to put myself in the room. And
Yeah, like
yeah. That's what probably ended up happening.
So yeah, like you try to stumble in and be like, oh, would you like more wine? And they're just like, get the fuck out.
All right. I don't really know the significance of what's happening right here. Madame Ladian does. So I was told to kind of stop her from.
Well,
I'll
I'll stop you right there for a sec.
Okay.
Because as Madame Ladian is making her way over there, you would actually get a little message in your ear from Martella, from your little Senate aid badge.
Right.
So all three of you, meaning Vulpes, Carl, and Brunswick, you would hear Martella in your ear saying, "It appears that Malphine is causing a bit of a ruckus and bullying one of the senators. Madame Ladian is on her way, but would you three be so kind as to assist her in saving that poor senator from that feckless bully?"
Okay.
So, Vulpes, are you going to join them, or are you just going to stay hanging out in the gallery or in the Senate floor?
I'm gonna go. Hey, Kelbio. I'll be right back. Seems one of my higher ups has run into a bit of an issue and needs a bit of backup, if you know what I mean.
I love the "do you know what I mean?" or "if you know what I mean." Like, he clearly has no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I know.
Yeah, he has no idea what you're talking about. He's like, okay, I guess I'll be here by myself.
So I'm standing in front of that door that just got slammed. Are there other people? Like, am I in the open right now, or was this kind of like down a like
I said, there's these kind of doorways off of the gallery that you would know lead to different like waiting rooms, sitting areas, and it seems like they shoved this guy into one of those.
Vulpes comes rushing over. All right.
A servant walks up to the three of you and he says, "So, what's the plan?"
Who are you?
What are you Oh, sorry.
You should run along, servant.
It's me. I kind of like cover half my mouth with my hand. It's me, Brunswick. I'm in disguise.
Oh, well, I will say you are. Look how good that is.
Yeah, it's about to run out though. It's not going to do us much more good. What's the plan? I've got an idea, but it's a little drastic.
Well, Carl hears drastic and perks up as if this is now the plan, whatever he's about to say. Drastic?
I could, and I kind of look down at my disguise, and I say, I could assume a different disguise as somebody who could command a bit more authority and kind of force this whole thing to be stopped.
You know I knew that was you the whole time, right? You didn't fool me for a second.
I pay Carl no mind and just continue gauging the other two on their reactions.
Well, it's funny that you should say that. I actually have the ability to transform into anybody that I like, if you know what I mean.
And I say, I think so. Would you like to take point?
Seamless guise, right? That allows me to
I'm pretty sure that just lets you turn into your other persona.
Yeah, that just
Like-
turns you
Or-
from Vulpus into the masked performer or whatever your alternate identity is.
Yeah.
Realistic likeness.
Just keep saying words.
Yeah. All right. So realistic, realistic likeness is you can perfectly mimic the physical features of any individual you have encountered. When you use your racial change shape ability, you can attempt to take the form of an individual, granting you a +10 circumstance bonus on disguise checks made to fool others with your impersonation.
So it's disguise self, but as that's your kitsune thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We could just accidentally walk into the room.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that too. Whatever we should do it now.
All right. Let's just head on in there then, if you know what I mean.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
If you know what I mean.
I wait for anybody else to drop kick the door.
I push open the door and I have my guitar out front. I'm just kind of like, hey, we got we're trying to get in here. Who's in here?
If you know what I mean.
All right. So you guys walk into this room.
My disguise is dismissed, by the way.
Okay. So you folks walk into the room, and you can see it is empty except for Malphine, her 3 sycophants, and Senator Dow that they bullied in here with them. And you see that they have Malphine Trant and the Senator are sitting in chairs. There's no table in between them. They're just sitting in 2 chairs that are facing each other. Malphine Trant looks like she's kind of almost lounging a little bit. And the Senator looks very uncomfortable, and there's one of those sycophants is behind him with hands on his shoulders, not quite holding him down, but he probably couldn't get up if he wanted to. So
Okay.
That's the scene you walk in on.
Brunswick just says in a very loud voice, so maybe other people outside the room would hear it too. I say, "What's going on here? What are you doing with that man?"
Malphine just shoots to her feet and spins around to face the group. "What are you guys doing here?"
"Oh, we were just looking for an empty room to snort some cocaine."
"Well, get a different room. This one's being used."
What are you doing over there?" Hey, and I look at this. It's a senator, right?
Yes.
I look at the senator. I say, "Hey, mister, are you okay? Do you need help?"
He clearly looks distressed, but he also looks like he's afraid to say the wrong thing. So he just kind of stammers and doesn't actually give you an answer.
Well, if nothing's going on here, Senator, why don't you come along with me there, bud?
Yeah, the random guy he's never met.
I say, "Wait. Oh, you're Senator Dow, aren't you? I think I heard that they were waiting for you out on the floor. I saw Lady Argenty there too." And I'm gonna roll bluff.
Okay.
Can I assist with that? And say,
Sure.
Yes, I heard that as well. Senator, it was of most importance. Wait, what are we rolling?
Bluff.
Oh, nice. I got you.
25.
Add 2 to it.
Nice. 27.
All right. Well, the Senator Dow definitely he's "Oh, they're waiting for me. Is it that time already?" And he goes to stand up and immediately just gets shoved back down in his seat by one of the entourage. And Malphine Trant looks at you "No, we're not done here yet. I'm afraid the Senate is occupied."
I narrow my eyes at Lady Trant, and I say, "Would you like some more wine?"
"I don't know, maybe, but when I'm done here."
I'm gonna try to. I probably shouldn't. I don't want to be a super chaotic character, but I kind of want to do an intimidate check here.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I'm gonna try intimidating. Hey, if you don't let him go with them greasy palms, I might pluck them away from you, if you know what I mean.
Strum a couple low bassy chords to accentuate your.
Yeah,
threat.
that's exactly it. There you go.
Oh!
Yo, let's go. That's a 28.
Well, hot damn.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a great chord you chose to play.
You struck the brown note.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. That was
So
Come back from that.
So with that not so idle threat, Malphine Trant kind of looks to the four of you and like looks behind her at her sycophants, and she seems very annoyed. She's like, "Fine, we'll get out of here." And she like motions to the senator, "Go to your meeting, but remember what I told you." And the senator, again, kind of tentatively gets up, expecting to be shoved back down, but he is allowed to stand up, and he just like hurries out of the room past you guys.
I remain in the room, arms crossed and leering at Lady Trant and her entourage.
Well, what else you want?
What exactly did you say to him?
None of your business.
Oh, I believe it is our business, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Matt, how do you respond to that?
Well, I say it ain't, and I'm leaving. And she like starts walking towards you guys. Like, she's not threatening, but she looks like she's with a purpose trying to just leave this room.
I let her leave. I continue leering.
I stand in front of the doorway, strumming my, continuing to strum that brown note. It's like
Guitar
she's
solo!
gonna have to like shove past me, like, and she's gonna feel my gaze, that kind of thing.
Yeah, this guy's aggressively playing his guitar at us right now. What do we do?
Well, she walks up to you and she tries like shoving her way past you, but she's a little unsteady with all the booze she's been consuming and fails to do so.
Has she made a fortitude save yet against the poison?
Oh yeah, she did. So like she fails to shove past you. Like, would you get out of my way?
I step off to the side, like, kind of in the same sense of like, I'm allowing you to go past me right now. Like, I'm allowing this.
Right.
That kind of stare. If I catch you in a room alone again with one of my friends, this might be a whole different discussion.
Yeah. She pointedly does not look at you as she like rushes out of the room and like back to the party. And anyone watching can see her immediately walk up to a servant and grab like 2 cups of wine and just start chugging.
While she's still in earshot, I'm going to say, "Oh, Vulpus, you should sing a song about Trent's deplorable actions here at the party."
Yeah.
Jesus.
And as soon as Trent has left the room, Brunswick is just and he just like starts like mopping the sweat off of his forehead as his composure finally breaks.
Carl, he's already slinked away into the shadows.
Oh, can I make a perception check to see if I see him slinking?
Sure.
I slinked. You can't see me. That's the whole point. Of
Yeah,
slinked.
but I would love
Perception.
Love it if this whole campaign you're always slinking away, but we're watching you do it.
It's already been slunk.
Well, I had a 23 perception.
Oh shit.
All right. Well, you do notice Carl is being a lot more sneaky than he was before, but you're able to see him as he picks his way through the crowd.
I think to myself, not bad, not bad.
Okay, so you guys got a little time now. What's next on the agenda?
We're all together, so like Brunswick kind of wants to like just go around the group and just like see how everybody's doing on their tasks, see who needs help.
How are you all coming along with your good objectives for the night?
Brunswick clears his throat importantly. Well, Baron O'Cara has already been dealt with, and well, my current mission is to keep that lady, and he points a finger out the door where Lady Trent disappeared, out of trouble. I appreciate the assist, but I can lend a hand if anyone else is having some difficulty with their tasks.
Well, I'm happy to report that I have completed both of my objectives. Duke Leonard will be voting in favor of ending primogeniture, and unfortunately, Countess Pace looks like she will be voting in opposition of eliminating it.
Interesting. Is there anything we can do to sway her before the voting happens?
I don't believe so. I got the strong impression that she actually isn't a fan of it, but yet might be working some things and deals in the background where it might not even matter for what she wishes to obtain.
Brunswick is kind of unsure what any of that means.
The way it sounded to me is that, like, Abrielle Pace is voting against primogeniture, but she has her own plans for advancement that are going on and kind of rely on her being seen as a traditionalist for now.
I see.
Or that it just doesn't even affect for what she has going on, right?
Right.
If any of you want to help me along a little bit, if we all spread out and, downgrade Pace a little bit, I'm certain that we can, her influence will lessen amongst the crowds.
Good old smear campaign. I can get behind that. And how about you, Carl? Wait, where did Carl go?
Oh, he slunked away just a minute ago.
Oh, no. Yeah, Brunswick's all aboard the smear train.
Toot.
All right. So we got a social round here coming up. Who wants to do something?
Brunswick is down with something.
I like things.
Well, because I still am responsible for keeping a leash on Trant. So when I step out of this room, do I see her anywhere?
She's still like milling around the gallery. She's just kind of gone off to the side. Like her and her entourage are still kind of being obnoxious, but they don't seem as. It doesn't seem like their heart's quite in it as much anymore.
Good. I take note, and I'm satisfied with that. Okay, so if I want to, kind of lessen the impact of what is this other lady that we're trying to smear?
Abrielle Pace.
Pace. Okay. So if I want to kind of lessen the impact of her word, how would I go about doing that?
Like I said, Tom, his mission involves either doing some bluff checks to spread some rumors about her, or doing a linguistics check to gin up some false documents to just kind of smear her in the eyes of, her fellow nobles, just so that her voting against this won't be seen as a big betrayal. It's she didn't matter anyway type of stuff.
All right, Brunswick can get down on some bluff checks to start spreading some rumors about her.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give that a shot if that's what you're going to do.
Okay. Should I be anywhere specific to do that, or can I just kind of start?
You can do it from anywhere you'd like.
All right. Yes. That's a 25 bluff check.
Oof. So, are you going to stay in the gallery, or are you going to go wander around some?
I think I'm gonna stay in the what's the numbers the number's not there, but where's the place just outside of A6?
That's the gallery. That's A4.
Yeah. It seems like there's a lot of people, although most half of that is us, but
yeah.
It seems like there's a lot of people in the gallery, so I'm gonna stay there. And I do see that Abrielle Pace is also in the gallery, but
yeah,
whatevs.
All right, so you start spreading your rumors, and you definitely are getting a lot of people are like, oh, no, really? I thought she was a solid vote. You can see it's like the ripples of a stone thrown in the pond. You can almost see your lie spreading about through the crowd.
Yes, good. I'm also going to I'd like to roll perception at some point during my turn to see if I can spot Carl somewhere.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you wish.
Not with an 11.
Okay. So who's up next?
Vulpes is actually gonna join in on the smear campaign. He's gonna actually go to who's Wasilka the Fabulous.
She is also up here in the gallery. She's the one just to the east of you guys, and like if you hover over, it should blow up a little picture. She's like a halfling in like face paint and stuff. She's an entertainer.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go up to her.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see if she's willing to spread a little bit of trouble with me.
All right. Well, do you want to try and like influence her, or
would she like if I go if I ask her like would she do like vocals or something for like or would she dance to my singing?
Well, she's not that type of performer. She's not singing, she's not dancing. She does some basic tumbling and like juggling.
Oh, okay.
And like some little basic comedy stuff. But she's more of a jester than a bard.
Okay, so if she's willing to kind of like if she's willing to like do some acrobatics while I sing, that'll work out fine.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to spend some time convincing her. So if you want to do that, I'm gonna need a either like a diplomacy or like a bluff check to kind of convince her.
All right.
Or if you want to do like some kind of performance to kind of like get her like
to like entice her or something
Yeah.
like that. All right. I think I'm gonna have to still try to figure out exactly what to do. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to sing and entice her to follow along with my music.
Okay.
That's a 16.
You kind of like sidle up next to her and start strumming your guitar. At first, she seems a little put off, like you're kind of infringing on her territory. But after you do a couple of notes and maybe sing a line or two, she kind of like gets into it and starts doing some tumbling and juggling along to the beat.
Oh, okay, great, good.
All right, Madam L, Carl, what do you guys got?
So I'm gonna go back to Martella and tell her what a good job I've done and see if she needs any more help.
Okay, let's see what she's got on your list.
First, I want to see what she's doing. Can I just walk straight up to her and say, "Hey, Martella, it's me, Carl, and here's my status report"? Or do I need to be more sneaky?
No, I mean, you don't need to be like too stealthy about it. Like it seems like there's not really anyone listening in, and
Perfect.
like, yeah, you're just a guy walking up to someone at the party. It's not a big.
It's not weird.
Yeah, it's not weird. That's the way to put it. So she goes, "Oh, all right, very good. Well, as a matter of fact, I do have your next assignment for you." And she hands you like a folder of documents. She goes, I borrowed these from the archives a while back. Would you be a dear and return them for me?"
Oh, of course. I'm doing my absolute best here, and I just want you to know you can count on me.
Yes, yes, thank you.
As I finish that sentence, I don't even hear her thank you. I'm already gone. We gotta, shore up this rumor that Carl's the best there is here.
The best librarian we've got.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Now that I'm out of her line of sight here, I take a look at these documents. Well, maybe I shouldn't be in the middle of the room. I come down to a secret room.
Going down to the servants' quarters.
Yeah, I gotta see what's in here.
Okay. Let's see.
What does she need returned?
Now, this folder contains a lot of genealogical data. You can see a lot of like family histories for a few different noble families, but actually it looks like she was looking into some of the family history of her own family.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's less suspicious than I thought it would be. It just sort of seems like she's interested in her lineage and family and whatever.
Yes.
Now to doctor them.
Jesus.
Uncle Carl.
Is there anything interesting in here that I can manipulate in my favor somehow?
I mean, if you wanted to get really bold, you could like insert your name on some of these documents and maybe try to like down the road use them to claim you're some long lost,
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
son of a
That's
noble
what it is.
house.
Yep, there it is. All right, so I do that.
All right,
And,
well-
let's not roll for it. Let's just say that I do.
Yeah, well, that's going to be your next social round anyway.
Oh, damn.
So,
Who's this
Madam L.
renowned poisoner that's been in my family for generations?
All right, Madam L, how about you?
I'm going to go over to A1, and I would like to spend my round doing a discovery check on Duke Leonard.
Duke Leonard is the guy up in the archives that you did already talk to. This guy over here is
Who's the general then?
Yeah, this is the general.
Oh, I read the wrong name. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That's all right.
That's Maxilar.
Maxillar Petharius.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll talk to the general. And by talk to, I want to spend one round doing a discovery.
Okay. Well, I'm going to need a knowledge nobility or sense motive check.
All right, that could have been worse. 10.
You're not getting anything from him. He's very self-righteous and like dignified. He's not. You don't like just while you're spending this time watching him, you're not seeing him really engage on any topics. You're not really getting a sense of what's a good inroad with him.
All right, I'm willing to invest some time on this guy.
All right. So that's it for this round. We're on to the next one. We'll start right back up with Lady L. You want to keep trying?
Yeah, I guess I'll just do another. What did I just roll? Sense motive?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll roll another one of those. See if he's more chatty in this 15 minutes with a natural 20. Picked up my LR power dice and boom, dividends. That's a 26 total.
Okay. Do you want a weakness or do you want just a general bit that you could maybe approach him with?
A weakness.
A weakness. After listening for a bit, you can see his ears perk up when a couple of people near him were talking about the cavalry and just like horsemanship in general. So you get the idea that like either like a handle animal or a ride skill would kind of pique his interest.
Handle animal or a ride. My ride's got something. I can't do it on this turn, right?
Right. So we will move on from here. So who wants to go next?
Carl's always ready.
All right. So,
What do you need from me?
I'm pretty sure you're inserting yourself into someone's family history.
yes, but
Well, yeah, but do I need to make a roll for it, or do I just succeed?
you're going to need to do a linguistics check.
Ask really nicely.
Oh, that's right. A 10. A 10 is good.
Eh.
Whatever. This will only come back to haunt me months from now. This is
So you
All
pull
the
out,
documents just say Carl was here.
okay.
So yeah, you pull out your ink and pen, and you're able to make whatever changes that you think need to be made to these documents, and you think they look good.
Perfect. And just so it's on record, the changes I made are that Carl is due to inherit a large sum of money from someone who's old and ready to die.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Brunswick's feeling pretty good about himself. Like we've foiled, a thing that she did, and I'm Brunswick was just spreading some pretty successful rumors around about what's her name, Abriel Pace. He's gonna take a little break. He's gonna grab a drink, and he sees Caldio sitting over there by himself, and he's just gonna kind of sidle up to him and strike up a conversation. So, you're a weaver.
Oh, are you talking to me?
Are there many weavers at this party?
No, I suppose not.
You must be pretty good at what you do to become a noble off of such a craft.
He shrugs. I suppose I am. I just, I don't know. The threads, they just, they speak to me, and the patterns just kind of form in my hands.
Brunswick takes a hearty gulp of wine. He's probably still just got the half-empty bottle from when he was trying to get Lady Tran drunk. So he's just got the bottle in his hand. If you don't mind me saying, they're going to eat you alive if you don't find some confidence.
Eat me alive? Wait, do they do that in the noble ranks? I never heard of no cannibalism.
No, they're not going to actually eat you alive. No, they're going to take advantage of you.
Oh, well, I mean, nobility's kind of been doing that my whole life. Only now I guess I get to benefit a little bit, huh?
That's right. I poke a sharp finger right into his chest. Say, you're moving up. You need to adjust. You can push back now.
I can? I mean, yeah, I can. How do I do that?
Well, a lot of it is reading the room. You can't push everybody back, but you need to take a look at who's around and start with. Right now, you're on the bottom tier of nobility, so you gotta stay in your lane. Figure out who has what's standing, and other nobles of your station, yes, push them back. 1 or 2 stations above you, maybe even yes. They might appreciate the boldness. Just don't bite off more than you can chew. It's as simple as that.
He just kind of nods and goes, oh, okay. But he has no idea what you just said.
Okay, I'll tell you what. The next nobleman that comes up to you and tries to tell you what to do, you look them in the face and you say, no, you do it.
All right, I guess.
You just watch. You'll get a lot of respect. Should I make a roll or something to go with that, or are we just kind of chatting?
No, he's like...
Can I make a discovery check on him with all that?
If you want, he's happy to talk to anyone that wants to talk to him. Any show of actual interest in him, he's like, oh, I like you.
Okay.
He's just no one is talking to him here, so just anyone approaching him without that basic mockery is
right.
He's your best friend now.
Okay. I'm gonna throw my arm around him and kind of give him one of those sideways hugs, and I kind of gossiping with him, kind of lower my voice and say, the real trick of the game is what you know. Any gossip you hear about any other nobles, that becomes ammunition for you to climb your way up the ladder.
Oh, well, I was talking to that guy with the guitar before, and he said, Countess, Pierce? Yeah, apparently she's, not actually on board with what's happening now. And I don't know much about it, but I don't know, that seems kind of bad, right?
You're damn right that's bad. That's good. What else you got? What else have you heard? I'm just kind of trying to, pull any sort of gossip this guy might have heard out of him.
I don't know, I'm supposed to say no to, the next noble that asked me to do something?
Repeats things back to you that you said 2 seconds before.
I'm a weaver. I heard that.
Did you hear I'm going to be a noble today?
Are we sure this guy is actually who he's supposed to be?
And I kind of my firm hug kind of loosens a little bit when I realize how little this guy has actually been paying attention. But I still have him. I still have him in our sideways hug. And I say, well, now you know the game. You just got to keep your ears perked. Keep that backhand ready.
Oh, I always keep my hands ready.
No, I mean, yeah, good. You got it. You got it.
All right. And we'll move on. Next, we got one more social around here, and then we'll see.
Oh,
what
wait.
next.
Oh, does Vulpus have his shit together?
I'm good.
Oh.
I'm ready.
My bad.
I'm good. All right. So Vulpus got this girl. She's doing some tumble arts, and then the strumming starts to get a little bit faster pace. On the day Pace was born, the nurses all gathered round, and they gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, and she said this one's misinformed. She could tell right away that Pace was wrong to the bone. And then she it just goes like that.
Perfect.
Give me that perform check.
Oh, man. That was
Good
a
on you,
struggle
Tom.
Way to go,
there
Tom.
get
Good
there.
on you. Yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to sing a parody song.
That's an 18.
All right. Yeah, you're getting somewhere with Selka. She's digging the song that you're putting out there, and she's got her juggling routine kind of timed up with your rhythm now. So like she's actually like she's got the balls up in the air, like juggling them and kind of bouncing them off the wall, providing almost like a drum beat for you.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, she's got that going. And like as your performance is kind of winding down, you look over and you actually see Lady Gloriana Maria has kind of like wandered over, and she's standing next to like one of the children nearby. Like you get the feeling it's maybe a niece or small cousin or something like that. And her and the child kind of they walk up to you once the performance is done. And she walks up and she just goes, "That was a lovely performance. And I think I know exactly the subtext behind it, and I appreciate it."
Subtext.
Subtle though it was.
Subtle though it was.
If you know what I mean.
And with that, Vulpus, you can give me an immediate influence check with Lady Gloriana.
Oh, all right. What is that exactly? Is that just a straight diplomacy?
It's up to you. You like it's generally like a social skill, but there can be other ones involved too. It's up to you. What are you gonna attempt using?
All right, I'm gonna go with diplomacy on it.
Diplomacy it is. Let's hear it.
Ooh. It's an 11 there, boss.
Well, you actually do get a little bonus from the performance itself, so that is barely enough to succeed. So you have you've earned your way into Lady Gloriana's heart just a little bit with that performance.
Oh, okay.
So good on you. And now we move on. Gloriana kind of moves on. She heads her way back to the courtyard to keep an eye on things there. And we move on to the next social round. Who wants to start?
You know, Vulpus actually, I'll start this one because this one's gonna be a little bit crazy.
All right. Crazy's good.
Yep. So Vulpus kind of like finishes there, and he's actually gonna move back to what's the new noble? What's his name?
Calbio.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move to Calbio again.
Okay. Yeah, you head over there. You see Brunswick, sitting next to him.
Vulpus is gonna kind of go, "Hey, Calbio. I got to thinking. You're not exactly very confident in your position, are you?"
I was just telling him the same thing.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I don't even have a position yet. They haven't given it to me yet.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. What if I told you that I could make you more confident and more of the star of the party, if you will, in a mere matter of minutes?
I mean, that would be great. You two are the only two that have really talked to me this whole time, so I'd love to get to meet everybody.
Poison them.
No. If you'd allow me, I have a trick up my sleeve where I can assume the form of anyone that I wish. If you were to hide inside another room and I take your position for a little while, you'd be able to come out in about 10 minutes or so, and everyone will know your name.
Brunswick is just gawking.
Does Brunswick want to step in or anything, or he's just seeing how this plays out?
Yeah, that's some good role playing right there. That's what Brunswick feels.
Brunswick says,
"Yeah, what does he say?"
Yeah, he's not sure what to say.
Saying nothing is an option.
Yeah. Don't you think it might be better for Claudio to flex his own intrigue muscles?
Well, you gotta get started somewhere. A little bit of help from a few friends might do some good.
I don't really have any of those muscles, I don't think. I mean, I guess we could try. I don't think anyone would notice if I just kind of left anyway.
Probably not.
My God. I didn't even think I was gonna get this far. I don't know what to do, but we're gonna do it.
All right, so yeah, so Vulpus and Calbio make their way back up to the gallery, and yeah, you can make use of that same waiting room where you kind of ambushed Melfi and Trant. Brunswick, you going with him, or are you just gonna like?
No.
Just let that wander off. You're like, all right, wash
Brunswick
my hands of that
remains seated.
situation.
Well, we found Brunswick's breaking point.
I don't know if it was this specifically, but Brunswick is still in break mode. Like he's not on the clock right now.
Oh, this is so fantastic.
He's 3/4 of the way through his half full bottle of wine.
All right, so are you just gonna like spend this social round just kind of like chilling and drinking your wine?
No.
Okay.
He remains seated and lets those two kind of get up and walk away, and he's just gonna he's gonna go for a walk. He's gonna go back to A2
Okay.
in the garden. It's a nice spot, and he's gonna. Who is the lady with Lady Eutropia?
That's Lady Gloriana.
Lady Gloriana, and she is like Lady Eutropia's like biggest supporter.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I want to do a discovery check on Lady Gloriana.
Alrighty then. Give me a knowledge local or sense motive.
I will go with knowledge local.
Let's see it.
I got a 12.
12. You are not picking up any strong signals from Lady Gloriana. She seems very much she's acting almost like a helicopter parent, just like really focused on what Princess Eutropia is doing and making sure that, you know, no one's really pestering her too much.
Yeah. Brunswick's going to start getting a little suspicious of her. She hasn't done anything suspicious yet, but if she were a person who wanted to sabotage Lady Eutropia, she is poised in the perfect position to do so. So Brunswick is like he's found his new mission, and he's gonna helicopter the helicopter.
All right.
And he is also a little drunk at this point, which might be fueling his decisions.
All right. So that brings us to Carl. You've got those
Right.
documents doctored as well as you're going to get them.
Let's deliver, baby.
Okay.
I hope you got malpractice protection.
You know I don't.
All right. So those need to go to the archives. That's area A5. So, yeah, so you can hand those to, I mean, like I said, there's kind of, this place isn't as crowded as some of the other areas, but there's plenty of people around, including some people that obviously work here. So you can either try and like just hand it off to them, or just like go leave it on a desk somewhere and walk away. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll leave it on a desk somewhere. That sounds like a job well done.
Okay. So you leave that on a desk, and that is your thing. I will give you a chance if you want to influence this area. I'll let you do that.
All right.
Since you're
that sounds fair.
sitting here anyway.
I'll as I'm walking to deliver this stuff, I'll be like, "Yep, old Carl, doing the best out of anybody. Couriers, mail boys, clerks. Carl beats them all." And then I'll drop it off and pat myself on the back and get out of there.
Okay. So the skills you can use here, you can do a knowledge arcana, geography, or history check. You can do linguistics, profession librarian or scribe, or you can do a
Profession librarian.
or you can do a stealth check.
Oh, stealth check. Wait, but I wasn't being stealthy at all.
Obviously.
You were
Well, I guess
pontificating about how amazing Carl is, and trying to be stealthy at the same time.
that actually makes sense, because I wanted to not roll that, but then I saw it was a natural 1, so actually that's perfect. I roll a 1 on my stealth while shouting about how awesome a librarian I am.
All right, so yes.
Librarians are supposed to be quiet.
Yeah, perfect.
You get some really off looks from everyone here, but yeah, you don't seem to... you don't seem to have convinced anyone of how good of a job Carl is doing.
It's so surprising, but okay.
They just don't understand.
All right. So, at this point, now that you guys have you've been settling in, you've actually had a little free time now. At this point, there is a big announcement, big hoopla made as Grand Prince Stavian III arrives at the party.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Go tell Claudio to do something.
So with his arrival, that also is the signal that it is time for supper to be served.
Oh good, I like him.
So yeah, there are like the servants in very well coordinated efforts. They bring out just tables followed by platter after platter of like cheeses and fruits and pastries and just all sorts of different food on tables like all throughout the Senate for people to have a seat and dine and everything else. And the Grand Prince and the High Strategos, Maxillar Pytharius, they both retire to the Emperor's office in Area A3. And you know that area is closed off to the public. So the two of them retire there to have their supper. And now we've got a couple social rounds during dinner, so you guys can keep working your efforts through the crowd or whatever NPCs you're working with here.
Brunswick is going to continue needling his way into Lady Gloriana's defenses.
All right, so another discovery check.
Yes, knowledge local. What makes you tick? I got an 18 that time.
Okay. So, yeah, you know that just being generally diplomatic and just being a persuasive person is a good way to approach her.
I could have been using diplomacy this whole time. All right. That's fine.
All right. So who's next?
Ugh. Vulpes.
Oh my god.
So Vulpes is going to use his racial alter self ability to take on the identity of Calbio to try and boost Calbio's popularity.
Yeah.
Which is going to succeed perfectly, I'm sure.
Yes. Caldio is now harnessing the raw charisma that is Tom.
All right, raw charisma.
So, what do you want to do as Calbio?
So, how long do I have this for?
Sing an Elvis song.
For 10 minutes, right?
Well, for your racial ability, I think it's just however long you want to maintain it.
Oh my god!
What? That's fucking broken. There's no way that can't be it.
My
just
god!
Stay as him long enough that they actually anoint you as the
You
new
just-
senator.
Oh,
Oh, and I never followed them in there, so for all I know, Vulpes could have killed him and taken his identity indefinitely.
all right. So, Vulpes in honest fashion, he turns into Calbio.
Now remember, Tom, whether you make him famous or infamous, they both get to the same place.
You can't spell infamous without famous.
Just for reference too, like the Kitsune racial ability, change shape, allows you to assume the appearance of a specific single human of the same sex as you, of your main form. You can always take this specific form when you use this ability. The Kitsune in human form cannot use their bite attack, but gains a +10 racial bonus on disguise checks made to appear human. It's a standard action, otherwise functions as alter self, but you don't adjust your scores, and you can remain in this form indefinitely. And then the feat that Tom took, called Realistic Likeness, means that he can precisely mimic the physical features of any individual you have encountered. When you use your racial change shape ability, you can attempt to take the form of an individual, granting you a +10 circumstance bonus on disguise checks made to fool others in your impersonation.
So does that mean he's getting a +20 on it to look like?
No,
exactly-
he only has the +10, but he has a +10 bonus to fool people into thinking that he's Calbio. And these are people who like have never met Calbio before, so like
He's basically the blue X-Men chick, like the bad one.
I think Mystique right now.
Mystique, yeah.
The bad one.
I'm so excited for this. Because I did not realize how broken that was until I just heard it. Oh, fabulous. So, Vulpus turns to Calbio. Can you just say a couple of lines for me, just so I can try to dial in the tone?
I guess I'm the son of a family, and I miss my mom and dad, and this city's really big.
Oh, okay. I don't know exactly what to do, and this is... How'd I do?
That's freaking me out, man.
So Vulpus goes to the dinner table disguised as Calbio, and he's gonna take a seat right next to Pace.
Going right back to Abriel Pace.
Oh yes.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna ask her to dance.
Okay. First roll me a disguise check.
23.
Okay. So yeah, your disguise seems fine. Now give me a diplomacy check to ask her to dance.
23.
She definitely seems hesitant. Like she's not eager to be seen fraternizing with this up-jumped commoner.
Like, would you dance with me, man? I'd really need it.
That's a 23 diplomacy if I ever heard it.
So she seems hesitant, but after a moment she's like, fine. But after this I expect you to leave me alone. And she offers her hand daintily.
All right. I want to dance for a little bit, but you know how they in spy movies, how they kind of have that tense conversation while they're doing it?
Okay.
Yeah.
While they're doing it or
dancing? They dirty
It works
dancing.
in both situations.
Yeah. If you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean, Bob.
So Calbio are this is gonna get very confusing very quickly. Vulpus is gonna say, so you're gonna vote against this thing?
Wherever did you hear that, dear?
Well, the news been spreading. The only good news is that I heard from my bud Vulpus is that you're for it. He's been trying to defend your honor.
I'm sure I haven't made my preferences known, so I'm not sure where you're getting this information.
Well, I kind of have a keen eye on you. I really like you. You're pretty tonight.
Nice.
I'm gonna use that later tonight. See how far it gets me.
She actually seems a little affronted by that one.
Perfect. That's good. You want her slightly affronted.
It is kind of noted here that she her appearance is notably very gauche, and she's bedecked in the best jewelry she can afford and everything. She makes a show of her appearance, and you saying that is what do you mean just tonight?
Absolutely nothing, my dear. I've been kind of in the background all my life, and honestly, all these new drobes and everything is just new to me. That's all. I just appreciate your style.
Yes, well, it is the latest in Taldor fashion, so I hope you would.
I was hoping that after this we would you mind if I got you a drink?
The drinks are free, dear.
Right, but do you want me to call over somebody?
No, that's quite all right. And at this point, the music fades, the song ends, and Countess Pace kind of ducks away as politely and bluntly as she can to back away from the situation. She's done.
Oh, I'm equally uncomfortable. I'm struggle bussing right now.
You know who really came out on top here, though? Caldio.
I think what you're learning is you're just going to have to up the ante to make him famous. I mean,
yeah, I think I'm gonna, I think I know what I'm gonna do next year.
I don't know if this is a stupid question, but you're Caldio now, and what is he doing?
He's just hiding in the coat closet or something.
No, it was that
It's just like you stay here until. Did you give him like a? Is he just in there forever until you come back? How did that end?
Essentially.
There was no come out in 15 minutes. It was just
right.
Yeah,
right.
I'm you now.
It's like I'm you now. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. It'll be great. Okay, bye.
Yeah. All right. So Vulpes as Calbio has danced with Countess Pace. Who wants to go next?
I'm gonna go into A2 and make a discovery check on the not princess lady.
Okay.
Yo, if Brunswick sees you coming, he is, and he sees that you're honing in on Lady Gloriana, he's gonna just share some info with you. You know that she likes diplomacy.
Oh, good to know.
And he's also going to share with you his suspicions that, if she's a bad guy, she's in the perfect position to do the most damage to Lady Eutropia, and that worries him.
I want to make a sense motive check on that to gauge how drunk Brunswick actually is.
Okay.
I'm naturally making bluff checks to appear less drunk than normal.
I got 18 to see.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's pretty tipsy.
Okay. So, I think I'm going to take that with a little grain of salt. And,
While he's speaking to you, he takes a pocket watch out of his pocket, and he's holding it a quarter of an inch away from his face so he can see what time it is. Before very carefully putting it back in his pocket, as if it's the most difficult thing he's ever done. But he's not drunk.
Well,
all right, Madam L. Oh,
well, Brunswick, I do think you might be onto something there. Clever as always you are. I shall try and see if I can find out what her interests are.
All right, so you're going to do a discovery check?
Yep.
All right, give me a knowledge local or sense motive.
And I got 19.
Okay.
Give me a weakness.
A weakness, you say?
Oh.
You know that she actually, Lady Gloriana, has a bit of a fascination with the common folk. So she actually appreciates someone that works for a living. So you would get the feeling that just about any profession check would pique her interest.
If I can do my profession check in this kind of setting.
Real quick, what is the benefit of rolling with a weakness? Do you get a bonus?
Yes, any check you make with a weakness, you get a +4 bonus, to influence them with it.
Okay.
Well, keep that in mind. If only we had a world famous musician.
Well, I don't think he would use profession. He'd probably use perform.
That's probably true.
You do have a lawyer standing right next to you, though.
That's true.
Yeah. But my profession barrister check at a +4 bonus is equal to my diplomacy check.
And let's be honest, I'm not sure Brunswick is gonna shine in his best professional light at the moment.
All right, Carl, you're up. What do you got?
Yeah, I got lots of stuff. What about sowing more discord and chaos?
As is tradition.
Yeah, what about that?
I don't have anything to do right now. She said, "You're doing a great job. Go drop this off." So I did that. And now I feel like it's sort of, up to me to do something.
Yeah.
So let's do ninja stuff around this room here, the main room in A6. And who are the main players here?
In A6? Well, A6 is just the Senate floor. That's that's where Calbio was, although he's now off in a room somewhere. And Baron O'Cara is also there. He's the one that Brunswick kind of already influenced. And then A4 is kind of like up in the gallery surrounding it. And that's where Abriel Pace is, who was just dancing with Vulpes as Calbio. And that's where Wasilka, who I just put you next to, is. She's like a performer who's just around there. She's like a tumbler, juggler, jester. Martella's up there hanging out, and Melfine Trant is up there being drunk.
Let's check back in with our friend Melfine.
Okay.
I thought I poisoned her real good. I'll go check back in on my handiwork.
Well, as you approach her, she's, to the untrained eye, she just looks like she had a few too many to drink. But to your practiced poisoner eye, you know that she is suffering from the effects of your pupil's eye potion.
Yes, good. All right, let's whisk her away.
What?
And handle her once and for all.
Whoa. It was like kidnapping.
Like in a sack?
Yeah, well, not in a sack,
murder.
but yeah, basically. No. It's all fine.
So what is your plan here?
Kidnap and murder.
Wait,
I'm-
you don't
Wait,
get
no,
it
I
yet,
shouldn't
Matt?
ask what the plan is. What are you trying to do? Because you don't have a plan.
Yes. I may not have a plan. So yeah, I'm trying to get her away from the crowd. Much like she took that Senator Dow, I'm trying to pull a similar move on her. Maybe even in the same
you should
room,
take
honestly.
her to that room.
Yeah. And I feel like if she's already poisoned, like the hard part is done. I just got to be like, hey, like, come over here, follow me.
Yeah, her entourage.
You poisoned fool. Let me take care of you.
I'm so glad Brunswick's not here for this.
I kind of wish Brunswick was here for this.
No, you don't.
You're on your
no,
own,
you
man.
don't. No one does. Let him crash and burn. How else is he gonna learn?
All right. Oh, Jesus. So you're trying to bring Melfine into that same room that you guys were in before?
Yeah.
I'm going to...
Are you trying to physically move her into that room, or are you trying to coax her in?
What? Yeah, I'm trying to coax her in. I'm not lifting her up and, saying,
Yeah. All right. Why don't
Come this way.
Why don't you give me a either a diplomacy or a bluff check to kind of like coax her along?
Yeah, let's be diplomatic about it.
Can't wait to see what Calvio's reaction is to this.
Okay.
Yes! 23.
Okay. So yeah, you do you have anything specific you'd like to say to her to convince her, or
No, just come with me. I've got something to show you, and I think you'll really be interested in it. Hinting that it's another senator that we can, totally get on our side and fuck with.
okay? So yeah, she's like, oh, all right, let's see what you got.
Yeah,
And
let's see what I got.
and she follows you into that room, and you find Calbio just chilling on one of the couches.
Oh, shit!
Shit.
God damn it, Calbio, you little bastard.
Well, he's a soon-to-be senator.
No, he's not.
Oh, all
He's
right,
gonna
I
be a
gotta play
noble,
this
but not
cool.
a senator.
All right, so I walk in with her and I say, well, here he is.
Oh no!
Just as I promised, apparently.
Say it in a very shocked manner that there was even a body in there.
Yeah. It's not good that he's in here, but what am I going to do? Like, perform, the whatever I was going to do to this poor girl with him there? I don't
Well,
think
you
so.
could just take them both out.
A+ recovery.
But I already...
A master
Basically took
ninja
her
could
out.
handle 2 people, I think. You got more poison.
All right, so Melfine, in her drunken state, doesn't quite recognize Calbio for who he is.
Yeah, me neither. It's him. And I'm my arm extended, pointing to him, waiting for him to say his goddamn name.
She like puts a finger she goes to put a finger on your mouth, like the motion, but she ends up just like pushing it against like the side of your face, going shh, I got this. And she walks over and she grabs a chair And she goes and she plunks it over in front of the couch where he's sitting. And then she tries to sit down, but misses and just falls on her ass on the floor.
So,
and she's like, "Oh, I meant to do that." She kind of like stumbles to her feet and points a finger, what she assumes is menacingly, at Calbio, and is like, "You had better vote to keep primogeniture. The vote no tonight. And if you don't, stuff's gonna happen to you. I'll make sure of it." And Calbio looks confused as fuck.
Yeah. Well, I think I've made myself perfectly redundant. And I'm gonna... Is it possible for me to just leave her there and shut the door and lock it? Like jam it shut or something?
Holy shit.
Well, the door opens into the room, so like it'd be very hard to jam it from the outside, but you can definitely just leave and close it and leave this scene to play out.
All right, yeah, I think I better leave. This isn't what I anticipated, and whenever that happens, I feel like my best bet is just to run away.
Well, personally, I appreciate you leaving the scene so I don't have to play it out anymore. So
you want to have that conversation with yourself?
Everybody wins.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know, Joe, maybe you could stand outside the door and just as people walk by for no reason be like, "Oh, no, you can't go in there. There's some hanky-panky going on between those two."
Oh, jeez.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I mean, it's also your crazy train, so you do what you want with it.
Yeah, we'll probably leave it there.
Okay. All right. We got one more social round here, so let's start that up. Who wants to go first?
I forgot what she's interested about common people and like them having jobs.
They're like the working man.
If that isn't like the most rich thing ever, to be like super intrigued that common people have jobs.
Good for them.
Right. Against my better judgment, I guess I would look at her and say, I see you've been talking to Brunswick here. Did you know that he happens to be one of Taldor's best lawyers?
Oh, this is news to me. I puff my chest up.
After hearing this, her ears perk up a bit, and she goes, "Oh, really?" She turns to Brunswick. "Do tell. I do love hearing stories of anyone who has to work for a living. It's something that's always intrigued me."
Yes, Brunswick. Please, tell her about the one where the guy married his horse.
Indeed. I wasn't there for that one, but it's a classic story that they tell back at the
back in law school.
Back at the lawyer store. And Brunswick will I was gonna go diplomacy, but it's the exact same bonus, so I'll give her the old 1-2 barrister-oo.
Okay.
And I'm rolling profession barrister, but I'm also kind of being like, if you've got any evil side hustles, you can tell me. You can trust me.
Attorney-client privilege.
Yeah, bring that up.
Yeah. I'm very. I honor the confidentiality. Real good. Okay. +4. That's a 22.
22. Yeah, she seems very intrigued by your stories of different legal maneuverings, and even more, she seems oddly fascinated by just hearing about the daily bureaucracy involved in being a barrister. But after a few minutes of you describing this to her, she motions to both of you, and she goes, "You two are just the most delightful creatures. Please come with me. I must introduce you to the princess." She walks you guys over to Princess Eutropia.
Did she call us creatures?
I do think she did, Brunswick.
I may be a barrister, but you don't need to call me barrister. All right, yeah. Brunswick, he follows Lady Gloriana. He follows Lady Gloriana over to Lady Eutropia.
Okay.
A little, definitely nervous. His heart is pounding. He's about to meet the princess. He puts on his best barrister face.
Yeah, so Gloriana walks over and introduces you like, Your Grace, I simply must introduce you to these two. This is a Madam Ladian and a Master Brunswick Cooper. He's a barrister in town, and he has the most wonderful stories.
I give a curtsy when she introduces me.
I give her a nice deep bow.
She just kind of like, Princess Eutropia kind of like nods her head at each of you in turn, just in acknowledgement. He goes, oh, it's quite nice to make your acquaintance. And to go with this, you guys now each have the chance to make one free influence check against the princess.
Fuck yeah. Shit, do we know any of her?
Nope, you're just going to have to choose a skill at, not at random, but choose like whatever skill you think you can pull off to influence her.
Alright, let's see.
I guess I should just go flat diplomacy. That's probably the safest.
Diplomacy, or I was thinking knowledge, nobility.
Oh, you can each make your own decision. It's like
you
you're
hit
each
her.
making
You
one,
hit her
so.
with diplomacy. I'll hit her with knowledge, nobility.
All right, let's see him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got 21.
I got a 22.
Okay.
I launch into this whole thing about how primogeniture blows, and I think she's on the right track.
To Brunswick, she seems pleased at the message, but almost kind of bored with it. Like,
damn it,
she's had sycophants coming up to her all night saying that same thing to her. So like, she appreciates it, but it doesn't really affect her that much.
Fucked it up. I made my move too soon.
But Madame Ladian definitely gets her attention with kind of a more down to earth conversation.
I think I would present my diplomacy check more as, regardless of the vote tonight, the true people of Taldor will always know who their leader is.
All right.
Oh, she's even got a better message.
Yep.
Man,
yeah, she appreciates that.
I feel so lame.
So, seems like that was your social round. So we got Vulpes and Carl. What are you guys up to?
Vulpes, he's actually gonna work his way down to Nicholas.
Baron O'Cara down in the Senate floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Baron O'Caran.
O'Cara.
Hey, Baron O'Cara. I'm actually a pretty big fan of yours.
Is that right, son?
Yeah, I'd appreciate tutelage under such a premier battle war hero. Would you mind training me in the ways of some of your weapons?
Give me I'm gonna say bluff check here.
A bluff?
Yeah.
I would think that he would.
Well, you're very much lying to him right now.
All right. I'll give it to you. Not that it was anything. Not that.
If you had like perform acting, I would let you do that too. But yeah.
God, that fucking 6. A 14.
All right. He looks you over. He's like, well, I appreciate your spirit, young man, and there's definitely much I could probably teach you.
What a backhanded compliment.
I'll tell you what. You send me a letter once this hoopla is done and over with, and maybe we'll see if I can work something into my schedule.
Yes, I would greatly appreciate that. Would you excuse me while I run off to the bathroom? I'll be back in a minute.
Fine. Go. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to potty.
Yeah. He seems like confused that you were just like asking permission to use the bathroom.
It seems like a very Calpio thing to do.
All right.
So, Vulpes super stoked because finally he might have he made an in with somebody else who, for someone else, simultaneously he might have a way to kind of work this. I haven't stretched out the details yet, but we'll figure it out as we go. So Vulpes is gonna run back up to the room in which I left. Left Calpries.
Calbio.
Oh, Calbio, fuck.
All right. Well, that we'll have to wait till the next round. And Carl, what are you up to?
So, I didn't know what I was doing last round, but it's very clear to me this round. This round, I'm piling up bodies in that room.
Oh, God.
One body in there.
Well, now there's two. Well, someone else put a body in there, so I gotta figure out how to fill that room with bodies.
This must be where all the bodies go.
So how are you going to accomplish that?
I don't know. I'm gonna take a lap around the party and see if is there anyone who makes sense to go in there. So we got a Calbio guy, and then we got Malphine.
Yep.
Is there anyone who's like knows both of them or makes sense to be in there with them?
I mean, there's like Malphine's like sycophant followers, and I'm not sure how familiar she is with Malphine, but you are pretty sure you saw Abrielle Pace dancing with Calbio not too long ago.
Okay. Let's find Abrielle Pace.
She's right up here in the gallery.
Oh
so.
my god.
Perfect.
What a disaster.
Please don't turn into like it's a landslide vote to end primogeniture, and then that one room just bursts open, and every person who's planning to vote against it just spills out of it.
All right. So how are you going to work over Countess Abrielle Pace?
I'm gonna start with poison.
Perfect.
So I'll get some wine, I'll poison it, and then I'll walk over with 2 glasses of wine and I'll hand her one.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand.
11. Ugh, those mystery die aren't good.
All right. Yeah. You slip another dose of the of that pupil's eye
Yes.
poison into a glass, and
good.
yeah, you make your way on over.
All right. Well, hello there.
Yes, and you are.
My name is Carl, with a K.
Yes. Well,
I sort of raise my eyebrows as if like you haven't heard of me or what's going on here.
I'm the best
She-
postman ever.
she just gives you like a flat stare. Like, clearly, you have no idea who you are.
Right. Well, I've been, how do you say, schmoozing around here, and I've come across some very important people that you might be interested in talking to.
Yes, like who?
Well, I shouldn't say. And I try to be coy, and I take a sip of my drink.
And you shouldn't
I
say,
really
or
shouldn't.
you can't say because there are no people.
Well, surely you know of who's the most important person in this place.
Right now, that would be Grand Prince Stavian III, the Emperor of Taldor.
Surely you've heard of Grand Prince Stabian III.
Yes, his name has crossed my desk once or twice.
Yes, well, that makes sense because I'm actually quite familiar with him. And he was looking to speak with you. I shouldn't say. No, I shouldn't have said that. And I start to walk away.
Roll me a bluff.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Yep. She lets you walk away.
Yeah.
All right,
Don't-
she wins for now. That got really
Yeah.
scary for a minute.
Don't
there.
let her let you walk away.
No,
You're gonna
just
get me killed.
Recalculate. You're a stealthy boy. I'm pretty sure you can stealth
Yeah.
back over, sleight of hand,
Yeah.
a poison drink to her, like
Yeah.
on the table.
Just-
You
Yeah.
got this.
Sneak up behind her.
Okay. All in this turn, you
Probably
think?
not, but like you're a master ninja. Don't you recalculate
Okay.
and accomplish your goal.
All right. I believe in myself now, thanks to you guys.
Well, unfortunately, the time has come. It is time for the Senate to convene to hold the all-important vote on whether or not to end primogeniture.
Oh shit! You're gonna have to
Oh,
pour
boy.
the poison right in her mouth now.
There's no time.
So there is like, gongs are kind of rung throughout the Senate building as the announcement is made that the vote is about to begin. So the Senate floor needs to be cleared of all non-voting members. And yes, that includes you, Vulpes/Calibio.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go run away into that closet.
You will not find him out by himself.
All right, so just there are like ushers and guards, and they kind of like shoo off everyone who's not, a voting senator, and slowly the floor fills up with all of the voting members as most of the rest of this crowd files into the gallery to watch the proceedings from above. Once everything is settled, you guys look down over the room and you see the entire political ruling body of Taldor spread out 20 feet below you. There are dozens of senators and a few of their aides scurrying about, and there's so many people crammed into the gallery and on the floor down below that the cacophony of voices is like almost overwhelming. And it seems like the ceaseless chatter will continue just infinity. But then suddenly, a magically amplified voice rises above the crowd, and everything goes to silence as you hear this voice say, "Thank you all. I would ask that our observers please be silent and seat themselves. We will now begin voting on addendum number 22,087, the repeal of the ancient law of primogeniture, the issuance of inheritance and aristocratic titles solely through male heirs." And following this proclamation, the speaker begins calling on individual senators just one by one. You, how do you vote? You, how do you vote? Early on, it's looking kind of iffy, like, one person votes yes, one person votes no. One person votes yes, two people vote no, and oh no, how's it going to go? But by the end, but as it goes on, more and more the vote count starts working its way in favor of the princess's proposal. And in the end, you've got about 60% of the Senate backing the motion to end primogeniture. So,
holy shit, we did real good.
So the speaker, he takes a moment to compose himself. Like, he was obviously against this notion, and he seems a little flabbergasted that it passed.
Say it. Say it.
So he takes a minute, he composes himself, and then he, again, in that magically amplified voice. And so, the final tally for addendum 22,087, the repeal of primogeniture, with 36 abstentions. The final tally stands at 107 for and 79 against. The addendum passes. Among other business tonight, the Senate recognizes Princess Eutropia Stavian I as the new heir of the Primogen crown and the first heir the Empire has seen in these last 20 years.
Yeah, I start cheering. I bang my cane on the railing to make extra noise.
And you guys are far from the only ones. The gallery erupts in applause, and, well, fairly equally in applause and condemnation, though the applause kind of wins out considering the result of the vote.
Yeah, I'm throwing fireballs up into the ceiling.
And getting arrested. And
what?
And getting arrested for casting spells. And
that's okay.
My job's done.
The Mass Brotherhood will get me out of this.
The madam feels a little extra happy about this. Being a woman herself, she now has opportunity, more opportunity.
Yeah. So with that, once the noise dies down a bit, the speaker then declares the Senate closed, as they are going to do a kind of a closed recount to take place, which means that the gallery has to be cleared and the Senate chamber is going to be accessible only to senators for the immediate future. And as you're all kind of filing out of the gallery, mostly in good spirits, you all hear a message from Martella asking you to meet her in the archives.
All right.
I was right next to her.
I would like to first not be this dude anymore.
Oh, yeah, we should do that, because we've had probably about a good half an hour of just procedural stuff going on. So if Vulpes wants to the crowd's definitely not looking back there. So if you want to slip into that room,
Yeah.
you walk in and you see a very drunk Malphine Trant intimidating Calbio, who looks completely confused and upset. He's like crying. One side of his face is really like red and puffy. Like it's pretty clear she's been like slapping him for the last little bit, trying to get him, like trying to bully him into changing his vote that he doesn't have.
that already.
Well, the vote's like
good
happening
news is-
right now, like while this is.
The good news is Vulpus got you turned down by a noblewoman and also a half-hearted, okay, leave me alone, by another guy. So, you're going places now, buddy.
Yeah. So, Vulpus, like, seeing a second person in the room that he wasn't expecting, he's actually going to, if this little hallway is, like, cleared enough, he's actually gonna go into his normal form.
The fox form?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then he's gonna enter the, room.
As a fox?
I thought that's the way how I was.
Was it? I always pictured you in your human form.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought you were wandering around in human form like the whole time.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I'll just go back to the Elvis-looking dude. All right.
Whichever one you want to do. I think if anybody knew that you were in your kitsune form, everybody would have been reacting a little differently to you, probably.
If you
Yeah.
show up in that form,
okay.
I'm definitely going to be like, who the fuck are you?
Okay. Then in that case, yeah, I'll go into my normal human form.
Malphine Trant like hears the door open and looks up and sees your human form standing there. You're like, you again? What do you want now?
Start strumming chords.
Yeah. Out.
What are you gonna do about it?
I start strumming chords.
Just really aggressively.
I give her that stare like, it looks like you're a little late to the party here, but the voting's over, don't you know?
That kind of takes her by surprise. She's like, wait, what? What time is it? Ah, shit, I missed it.
Wait, did she have a vote?
No,
Oh, okay.
her dad did.
Got it.
Ah, shit, Dad's gonna be so mad. Oh, man. All right. She looks down at Calbio again, like, clearly immediately forgetting what just happened. Like, remember what I told you. You better vote the way I said.
Out.
And she stumbles out.
I apologize for that, Calvio. I wasn't aware that this room was being occupied.
It wasn't. Just all of a sudden, this lady just bursts in and she started hitting me, and she started telling me to vote for something, and I don't even have a vote. I'm not even a noble yet.
I understand. I understand.
Why did you leave me in here? Like, did anything good happen for it?
Well,
Yeah, was it worth me getting smacked around for the last half hour?
Yeah, Vulpus.
you danced with Lady Pace, and Baron O'Kara is expecting a letter from you. I told him that you fancied his abilities with weaponry.
Well, if I'm gonna be a noble, I probably should learn how to swing a sword or something, right?
Yes, and it will build confidence for you as well. If you wish, why don't you go back down there and meet with Baron Okira? He's expecting you? Question mark.
No, he's not. Oh, I think I should just stay here for now. Like, I think she might have dislocated my jaw.
Oh, come here, and then I'm gonna do light wounds, cure light wounds.
All right. You don't need to even roll it.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
Like, you do that, and like you can almost hear his jaw like click back into place.
Yeah.
the puffiness on his face is like still kind of prevalent, and you can see his eyes are still red from like tears.
Crying.
Yeah.
You're not sure if it was from the slapping or if he just got really upset and started crying, but yeah.
I think we know.
So he definitely still needs a few minutes to gather himself, but he doesn't look quite like the hot mess anymore. Just a mild mess.
Yeah. All right. I go and get yourself together. Next time that lady comes in here,
Next time?
well, you never know with drunkies. If she were to come in again, just give her a little bit of a look, a threatening one, if you will. Can I see a threatening look?
He gives you the most unthreatening look you could imagine.
Yeah, that's the spirit of it at the very least. Keep practicing at it. Get yourself a nice mean stare, if you know what I mean. It helps out.
I guess I'll see what I can do. He wanders over. There's like a mirror against the wall, and he just goes over and stands in front of the mirror and just like starts like practicing different what he thinks are intimidating looks in the mirror.
And I'm gonna leave him to his own devices at that point.
All right, and then by the time you get back out there, they're finishing up the vote, and they're starting to clear out, and you get summoned to meet with Martella in the archives. All right, so Martella has you all gathered in the archives, and she just looking at each of you in turn, she gives you like a very light bit of applause. Not being ostentatious and definitely not slow clapping.
I appreciate that.
She just looks at each of you in turn like, you all performed admirably tonight. Brunswick, you did a masterful job of getting Baron Akara on our side. I'm sure he swayed several senators to our side. Madam Ladian, confirming that Duke Centimus was on our side is excellent, and even more valuable was finding out that Countess Pace was actually against us.
That was me.
Well, to your end, you...
As I said.
Yes,
well
Vulpes,
done.
you as well.
Madam Lydia.
Your efforts concerning Countess Pace were very well intentioned, and now her vote is going to look very petty, given the rumors you all were spreading. And Carl... Yes, Carl, you did fine.
Yes. I'm beaming, from like ear to ear, and like totally have this like superiority complex above the other guys. Like they did a fine job, but like, did you hear what she just said about me?
Carl, Brunswick lets out a sigh of relief that is all there is to report on Carl.
So, she congratulates you all on a job well done, and from here you guys can. Yeah, she tells you that in just a few minutes, the Emperor is going to be making his appearance to kind of do his like ceremonial duty of raising Calbio to the nobility. So you guys have a few minutes to kind of like gather and be to yourselves, and then they will have this ceremony. So that translates to you have one social round to do what you'd like to do from here, and then we will have that fun little
Did the prince
ritual.
ever come out of A3 and cast his vote?
No, he doesn't have a vote in the Senate.
Interesting. And he never showed at the vote? Like, he just stayed locked away?
Yep.
Oh, super interesting. Why? Tell me, Matt, why?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Are all the senators about to like die? There's one that was kept in a safe place, and this turns an entire like season of
The designated survivor.
Yes.
I guess we'll find out. But you guys have a social round. What do you guys want to do with it?
I bring that up. I say, does anyone else think that it was quite odd that the prince didn't show up for the vote? I know he's in the building, but I did not see him on the Senate floor.
Yes, now that you mention it, I didn't see him either.
To be honest, outside of the princess, nobody had more invested in this vote than him.
Yes, well, I wouldn't put too much stock into it. He... Honestly, we're lucky he showed up at all. He never bothers with the affairs of the Senate.
I want to roll a sense motive. Was it really lucky that he showed up?
Well, that's it.
I'm also sensing motives.
You're doing really well.
16.
10.
I mean, you're definitely like... She's being a little bit hyperbolic, but it's not like... It's not that you're lucky that he showed up. It's just her way of saying, like he really doesn't bother with the Senate most of the time. He's really only here for the ceremony that he has to perform.
What's kind of the generalized common perception of the prince? Like, is it, yeah, the prince is so lazy, like, he doesn't do anything for Taldor, like, is he really clever and crafty?
Well, you guys did do some knowledge checks on him earlier, like, before you even got to the party last time, and I believe you didn't get too high, but you guys do know that, like, he's been very open about his opposition to ending primogeniture.
Like how open? Like going around campaigning almost against it?
For a while, yes. Although, like, for the last year or so, he's been very, like, reserved and held back. Like, not really... I don't know, he hasn't been as outspoken over the last year or so, and it's kind of spawned some rumors that his health might be failing.
Brunswick is going to spend his social round working Martella Lothede.
All right.
I want to make a discovery check on her. Am I limited to A5 while doing that here?
I mean, that's just where she's hanging out for now.
Can I escort her to A6, perhaps?
No, A6 is currently closed.
Oh. A3, perhaps?
Nope, you are in A5.
Okay.
Your options here... Oh, sorry, you're influencing her specifically, not...
Not making a discovery check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like diplomacy. It's knowledge... I forget. Tell me what it is. Just tell me what to do!
It's going to be a sense motive or knowledge nobility.
Knowledge nobility it is. There we go. 23.
All right. You want a weakness or kind of a general one?
I'm going to go for a weakness.
Okay. You think a craft alchemy check would pique her interest?
All right. Craft alchemy, though, that's interesting. That is telling by itself. Let me look at my notes on her.
Okay. So what does anyone else want to do?
Vulpus will spend his social round. Is Caprio...
Calbio.
What?
Calbio.
Oh, Calbio. I don't know why I keep on messing it up. Is Calbio out of the out of the closet?
I don't know if he's out of the closet, but he's still in that room as far as you know.
It's good to see if I can get him up there. But I kind of want to just start an eating contest.
Is that really the time for this?
Yeah.
Dinner's already passed.
Is it?
I mean, there's still some tables out with some food left, but I mean, you're going to get some weird looks from the nobility. This is not a pirate council meeting. These stuffed shirt nobles are definitely going to be a little put off by that, but you're welcome to try.
That's totally fair. I don't know. I guess Calbio's going to go up to the princess. Try to win her favor.
Isn't she
all right.
in the Senate room?
She's not. She would have made her way back to the courtyard in A2. So, yeah, if you want to head on over there, you're welcome to.
Yeah. Well, congratulations there, Pretty Mama, on this victory, if you know what I mean.
She just kind of like, she gives you a curt nod of appreciation. Like, she seems exhausted. Like, you would think she would be like jubilant and excited. This is like something she's been working towards for years and she finally has it. But instead, she just kind of looks tired.
May I ask what's wrong?
Oh, nothing. It's not exactly how I thought it would feel, you know?
Just a little poison is all.
I was thinking that too.
We've been working for so long for something, and to finally achieve it. I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. I'm glad that it happened, but I almost just don't know what to do next.
Well, may I suggest finding a new intrigue, if you will? Is there any other issues that spark your interest?
Well, I imagine I'm going to be rather full preparing to take over for my father.
Doesn't mean that you can have something on the side, you know what I mean?
I'm sure I don't.
Take your pants off.
Well, if you've been working hard at this, right? You've been really day and night trying to fight for this.
Well, yes.
And now that it's done and over, you almost seem empty, if you know what I mean.
Well,
Just repeating back what she says to you.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Oh, the name's Vulpes. Vulpes Presley.
Vulpes. I'm sorry, but that's a bit of a personal question for someone I've just met.
Oh, I apologize. It's more along the lines of I can understand that situation. It's a very common thing. You fight for so long for something.
You've changed the history of entire nations, have you?
Oh, get him.
Well,
Keep mansplaining it to her. Wolf.
Rome wasn't built in a day, if you know what I mean.
What's Rome?
Quick, ask her to
Exactly.
I'm
Oh.
sorry. I could use some privacy for a bit if you don't mind.
Of course,
You do
princess.
mind. Stop her.
And Vulpes leaves.
Okay.
Yeah. Not my thing.
What a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like, I was fucking here for you, and like, fuck it, like, fuck you, like, seriously? Ugh, gross. I don't want you on my side. I'm gonna start like slandering her.
Jeez.
I already did my part for this. Now I'm gonna just
She
be an
doesn't know
asshole
that.
back. She hired me.
No, she
Oh,
didn't.
oh,
No,
that's-
she didn't.
Oh wait, I thought she did.
No, Martella hired you.
Oh,
A lady
okay,
who
well,
represents
you know what?
her hired
Fucking-
you, but
oh my god.
yeah,
All right.
fuck her.
How about you, Carl? What are you doing? I am afraid to
bad.
ask.
Now Matt is finally GMing.
Yeah, I didn't really have any plans up to this point. My body count thing didn't go so well. I guess I just, I don't know. Try to get into more trouble, I guess. What's over here in A7 with the servants?
That's.
They're the most fun, if you ask
I
me.
mean, that's the servants' quarters. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm going to go boss some servants around or get them to do something for me.
You can try.
Yeah. That's all I can do is try.
It's okay then.
So I'm gonna head to the servants' quarter.
Okay.
And where was the room that I was dumping people off in?
That was like up in the gallery in A4.
Oh, that was in the gallery.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go tell a servant to clean up a mess in that room.
Okay. Give
And
me
then
a,
from there.
Well, give me an intimidate check for that.
Okay, that seems reasonable. 20.
All right. Yeah. You bully a servant into scurrying off to clean up a mess in one of those waiting rooms.
Excellent. And I'm gonna follow this servant and see what happens.
Okay. Okay, so you follow the servant up there, and he opens that room, opens that door just to find Calbio in there, kind of staring in the mirror.
Fuck. I say fuck out loud just like that. Fuck, where's the other one?
Wait, so Callio's he's not even like trying to make intimidating faces anymore. It's just devolved into him staring into his own eyes.
Well, he's still attempting, but
Okay.
at the time he walks in, it just kind of looks like he's just staring at himself. Yeah.
Where's the other one?
Calbio looks up. What are you doing? What? Who was that lady?
Never mind who she was. Where is she?
I don't know. She hit me a bunch of times and then left.
Well, you deserve to be hit.
Why?
Oh my god. Who, the servant that I brought, they seem reasonably easy to convince to do stuff?
He seems kind of petrified by the situation.
Alright. I don't get paid enough for this. I look at the sir and I say, you, make sure he doesn't go anywhere. You got it?
Okay.
Beat him up if you have to. This guy doesn't leave this room. And I take out a couple silver pieces to make sure he listens to me.
He takes the coins, I guess, and is like, I guess, okay.
Stay here. Don't leave until I tell you otherwise. I'll be right back. And I do the two fingers pointed at my eyes, and then 2 fingers pointed at them.
Okay. All right.
And then I leave.
Carl is officially, without doubt, now a kidnapper that's torturing.
Not a kidnapper.
Twice.
I have to go find that other woman. I poisoned her. Then she escaped. She beat up this guy.
I'm just saying, twice now, you brought a random person to that room and told him not to let Calvio go anywhere.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's his own fault. That guy's a pussy.
All right. I think Madam Lady, and you're the only one left. Are you doing anything?
I am going to stay next to Martella, and I'm actually going to turn to her and say, Martella, now that we are past the vote, I've been dying to know, is Princess Eutropia a member of the Brass Brotherhood?
Oh, heavens, no.
No? Oh, okay. Interesting. So is she aware that you work for her? I met her in the courtyard, and I feel I'd like to know how to keep my story straight. Whether she's aware she got an assisting hand from the Brotherhood, or merely she's completely unaware.
She knows of my affiliation, but yeah, the Brotherhood has vast influence, but not quite to the royal family, I'm afraid.
Okay, noted.
Okay, and with that, everyone is once again called back into audience at the Senate chamber, with the senators and the nobility being like, even the nobility that are not voting senators are allowed into the down onto the floor for this, but all of the kind of like the minor nobles and just the people that are here watching have to cram into the gallery to watch the proceeding from here. As you guys are filtering in, you notice that there are now there's like hundreds of dignitaries and senators and other visitors crammed down on the Senate floor, and about a dozen like big hulking beefcake type men. They're like big guys known as the Ulfen Guard. They're like the personal guard of the Emperor. They surround, or like a couple of them walk in, and following them comes Prince Stavian. And he kind of walks his way to this platform at one end of the chamber. And the Ulfen Guard kind of like just takes up position all around this platform. You know, they're like Secret Service. They're guarding him. So yeah, you guys are you're there. He's got his guard surrounding him, and he turns and addresses the gathered mass. Quite the assembly we have here today. I don't think I've ever seen the Senate building packed so full, especially not for any of my previous speeches. Even my lovely daughter, now a woman, sits among the players of opera's greatest game. Of course, none of you are here for me. No, today is about something else entirely. Today is about elevation. It is no secret that today is about exalting others to a new status in life. I'm sure many of you have had the opportunity to meet Calbio here, and he motions like Calbio was found and kind of like brought out.
I give Caldio like a big over the head wave.
He still looks a little dazed, and his cheek is still a little red on one side.
2 fingers pointed at my eyes, 2 fingers pointed at him.
I'm sure many of you have had the opportunity to meet Calbio here. He is a man of the people, elevated at the urging of all the ladies, lords, senators, and aides present in this chamber. I think we should all give him a rousing applause to commemorate this momentous change in his life. At this point, the room erupts into cheers as Stavian pauses in his speech. He smiles widely and he takes in the cheers and stuff as if they're for him. I'd like everyone to give me a sense motive check.
Yeah, this guy's a liar.
That's a 1. No problem.
Oh man, that could have been me up there.
Man. 7 for Old Brunswick.
It's 20 for Madam Ladian.
And a 10 for Vulpus.
All right.
Man, we're all real good with diplomacy and bluff and shit, but sense motive, not so much.
All right. So, Madam Ladian, with your sense motive, you notice some armed men wearing like all black who are like slowly shuffling over towards like the exits of the room, of the gallery and of the Senate chamber.
I'll point that out to Martella and say, do my eyes deceive me? Those men look as if they're trying to block the exits right now.
She, like, once you point it out, she takes notice as well and says, ooh, that does look troubling. Be on your guard.
If you have any emergency plans, I'd get ready to use them.
Indeed. And now, as the applause dies down, one of the Ulfin Guard kind of pushes Calbio forward, almost knocking him down as he stumbles forward to stand next to the Emperor. The Grand Prince lays a hand on Calbio's shoulder without ever taking his eyes off the crowd. I understand your parents sacrificed everything to help you reach this day, my boy, saving up for your apprenticeship and the tools you needed to achieve greatness. And today you are a grateful son, no doubt making them proud. I, too, understand what it is to sacrifice. I have given so much for the people of this nation. A brother, a son, a lifetime of service, even my own daughter's loyalty. He pauses, licking his lips and pulling the awkward Calbio closer to his side. But unlike you, Lord Calbio, these Taldans, and he waves out to the crowd, my children truly, they are not grateful. They scheme and they plot. They dream of hanging their dutiful father and placing a woman, on the lion throne. And they have seen fit this very day to induct you into this conspiratorial ranks. That is why, here, now, you, Lord Calbio, will be the first among them to die. And with
Say
that,
no. Oh. Say no!
No!
And with that, the Emperor plunges a jeweled dagger in between the ribs of Calbio.
Brunswick shouts, no!
Calbio, doubles over, his hands on the dagger in his gut. He goes, "Ma, pa," and he collapses to the stage.
What?
I'm
and after a moment of confusion, the Elfin Guard close ranks around the Emperor. They start just cutting down anyone who gets in their way. Those black-clad soldiers all around the entrance and all the exits just draw blades and just start hacking at anyone within sight. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh my fucking god.
What in the goddamn fuck?
I'm so destroyed right now.
All right, so initiatives. Vulpus.
Vulpus got a 9.
Okay, Brunswick.
16.
Ooh, Carl.
10.
And Madam Ladian.
9.
Okay, so that brings us Brunswick. You're up first. This crowd is just milling about, going nuts. Everything around you is difficult terrain.
Where are these black guard people?
I suppose that would help.
Oh god. They're there.
These are just the ones that are right nearby. There's a lot of them around.
Fucking. Jesus. First, Brunswick's got nothing. Second, I have no fucking clue what I should do.
That's the spirit.
And I don't have, I wouldn't have brought my fucking weapons with me. Not that Brunswick is a weapon-based guy. I probably wouldn't have had my dagger or crossbow with me. Brunswick's gonna stick with Baron Okara. He sees Baron. He knows that he's a military man. And
right. Well, Baron Okara is down on the Senate floor.
Yeah.
So you're up in the gallery.
Yeah.
So you need to either jump down the 20 feet there, or you need to try and get past one of these guys to get around to get back down.
Are these not steps right here?
They're steps like on the Senate floor. They're not leading from the gallery to the floor.
All right. So I've got nowhere to run, is what you're saying.
Seems that way.
Okay. All right. Brunswick's gonna. I don't got much, but I'm gonna target this blackguard guy right to my north.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Charm Person.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a point from my Arcane Reservoir to increase the DC by 1.
Okay. What is the DC?
With the Arcane point, it'd be 16. And I say, thank God you're here. Get my friends and I out to safety.
Well, he did fail the check, but he has other superseding orders right now. Like, you make eye contact with him, and all of a sudden he doesn't seem like he wants to kill you anymore.
All right. He's not going to get my friends and me out of here, but he's not going to kill me either.
Right.
That's fine. All right. I'm gonna shout for Vulpus, Madame Ladian, and Carl and Martella, and say, "My friends, over here, quick!" And I don't want to broadcast to all the other bad guys that I've, gotten out, but I try to rally everybody to me, knowing that this dude sees me as a friend, and I hope that he won't attack any of my friends by proxy.
I feel like I should note here too, like, I put 4 of these guys on the map. There are a lot of these guys. Like, there are 50 of these guys spread out throughout this whole area.
Okay. Well, that's what Brunswick did.
Okay. So Carl, what do you got?
I'd like to attack one of them with a sneak attack nunchucka move.
Okay. So
don't attack my friend.
You've got enough movement. Yeah, you can do that.
I get the sneak attack bonus?
He hasn't acted yet, so
13.
Okay. 13 is not going to hit.
Fuck. From the shadows?
All right. And now it is the guard's turn. Or these shadowy creatures, shadowy figures. These guys are just cutting their way through the crowd. Brunswick was able to charm that one, but in his place, like, 2 more slip through and just start cutting their way through the crowd. And one by one, they get to each of you, and they raise their sword, and they come in for a slash. And as their blades are coming down, there's a blinding flash of light. And when it fades, you all sit in darkness and smell nothing but cold earth. And we'll see you next month.
Son of a bitch, man!
On the War for the Crown podcast from Inspired Incompetence.
Damn it.
We'll let Joe fail one round.
See ya.
See ya. I fucking taught you that. You can't use my own ninjutsu against me.